Today we have Andrew Wilson and Richard Spencer debating the Manosphere. We have two topics. The Manosphere is number one. Richard Spencer will have his opening statement, which will be about 5 minutes, and then we'll give it to Andrew, and then we'll go back and forth, crossfire. I just want to say thank you. I love talking to you guys. It's phenomenal watching you. So pumped about this debate. Richard, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Thank you, Andrew, for being here. And thank you, Josiah, for inviting me and setting this up. So I believe the topic or my affirmation is that the Manosphere is a socialist movement for low status losers in order to get pussy. Is that what it is, more or less? You can read that.
Sure. Manosphere / men's rights movements are socialist, egalitarian crusades made up of men that need to be eliminated from the gene pool.
Well, that's even harsher than I remembered, but wow. And then the next one is that so-called traditionalists want to return to an era that never existed. They actually don't want to return to the past. They want to return to a magical utopia, basically.
Yep.
Okay. I think I can handle all of these, and I'll try to keep it at 5. But if I go into 10, maybe you'll give me that time, and I'll certainly give that time to Andrew if he needs that long to respond as well. I think it's best just.
Well, I think we have the structure down. It's like 5, and then what is it?
Yeah, but I'm
3 4-minute rebuttals. I think
these two things. Yes, so let's just have a discussion. I mean, we're not playing tennis here, so.
I'd like to keep it to the format. Otherwise,
and I'm the reason why this debate is happening. So I'm going to speak for around 10 minutes.
Then you can fuck off. I don't care. Fuck off.
Are you in charge, Andrew?
Yeah.
Are you in charge, buddy?
I am.
No, Richard, you're not. Josiah's in charge.
Richard, we
agreed to a platform, and if you don't want to do it, then don't do it.
No, I'm going to speak for 10 minutes.
Go speak somewhere else for 10 minutes then.
Listen, Andrew, fuck you, man. You are the when I imagine like losers being attracted to the Manosphere, it's you, buddy.
I know. You got me, Richard.
Yeah, I did get you. All right,
you got me.
Thanks for agreeing with me, Josiah. I'm going to speak for 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to say some interesting things.
I disagree.
I'm going to allow Andrew.
Can we stick to the format?
We're not playing fucking tennis here. I'm going to give
No, we're having a structured
statement.
debate. Yeah, and we're having a structured debate, and we agreed to a format, and I'd like to stick to it.
No, I'm not going to back down on this.
Then go away.
I'm going to speak for... Why don't you go away, you little fucking...
Oh, no. Richard, let's keep it 5 minutes. No slurs, nothing. You can seriously sabotage both of our livelihoods by doing this.
I'm going to speak for a reasonable amount of time.
Oh, no.
I will allow Andrew to respond, and I'm not going to be timing him or something like this, okay? That's what's going to happen. Do you agree with that, Josiah?
No, I do not agree with this. We have the 5 minutes. I think that structure makes sense.
Hey,
it's best for
I actually can't anyway. He already broke the TOS. I already got to reboot the stream. So,
yeah.
Like that's the end of that. Appreciate the time, guys.
Damn it.
Yeah, he's running away. He's running away. They did the exact same thing to RFH.
No, Richard, we literally started this. And the first thing I said was literally no slurs.
Oh, I'm sorry, Josiah. Let's just do it again. But like that guy is so fucking annoying. I can't even put it into words.
Dude, no. Oh my gosh, bro. This has been 2 weeks of planning, Richard. 2 weeks.
Well, then why don't we have a conversation? I'll do it live. You don't need Andrew. He sucks.
No, okay. My audience loves Andrew. Andrew does a phenomenal job here. Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, I'm going to have to apologize.
He did the exact same thing to RFH. They don't want to debate. He just said, I'm going to speak in a reasonable amount of time, and I will allow him to have his time as well. This is the most reasonable thing on earth.
Yeah, no, okay. I understand, but dude, the structure was 5 minutes, right? I know you said 10 to 15. I said this is the structure I'm thinking. You agreed to that, and then Andrew, I sent that over
I don't
to
care.
him.
We're not playing tennis, Josiah. I'm gonna speak. I want to finish my statements.
No, I understand that. I get it, but at the same time, it's just this is like when you say
This is
something,
his
you have to
trick.
stay
He
by
doesn't
that.
want to be blown out of the water, so they do this like technicality. Do you honestly think I fear debating Andrew Wilson like in the slightest bit? Do you honestly think that?
I think you were extremely bad faith when the guy
How?
because dude, the first thing I said was, YouTube terms of service.
I'm sorry I called him a.
This is a channel, okay? I spent a ton of money on this channel, okay?
Okay.
And this
Let's start over. I will begin talking. If Andrew wants to re-enter, then he can do that. I'll give you my time since I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's just, this is how YouTube works, and you can say it's being
Josiah,
cucked, whatever.
I'm
but,
correct. You've got I'm not doing this, all right?
What do you
I
mean?
have
You're
been
correct?
extremely reasonable, and the Andrew Wilson runs away like the little weakling that he is. And I don't know what to say. I will give a opening statement to your YouTube audience if you would like, and we could have a discussion for an hour. But this is not this guy is just he's a POS. Look at him.
I like Andrew. He's been extremely charitable to me and my family. And
He's not actually a good person. He's a fucking dork and doofus, period. Okay? So let's not pretend like he's some cool guy.
Okay, where does all this tension come from? Is this come from the RFH beef and with Rachel Wilson or something? You have
I have contempt for both of them just on a personal level, to be brutally frank.
I wish I knew this, man. It totally seems
I will
like
talk to them. I don't have an
sabotaged this.
axe to grind with either of them. All right? I just despise them.
Man, I knew it was going to be an interesting debate because you guys disagree on axiomatic principles. So I wasn't figuring we would get to a middle ground here. But damn, dude, damn, that's brutal.
Josiah, you've got to be a moderator and not just take Andrew's side. I mean, just
No.
I just said I'm going to conflate both things into a 5 to 10 minutes. Then he's going to speak. We're not playing tennis. You don't need to serve whatever. And I said I'll give him all the time he needs. What is wrong with that?
Yeah. It really is. It really just comes down to simply the agreements that we made, right?
Okay, I'm out, Josiah. Josiah, you have got to be. I'm going to teach you something. All right.
Yeah.
You have to learn to be reasonable with people. It's agreement. What I said, I suggested something 10 to 15 minutes. You came back, and I'm like, okay, let's go. All right. It's not like we signed a contract in blood. I am asking for 5 to 10 minutes so that I can get my thesis out there, and then I will give him whatever time he needs to respond within reason. Right? This is how reasonable people work. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. So
Right, we're not playing fucking tennis for the third time.
yeah,
This is a debate, and there's an ebb and flow.
I'm gonna attempt to once again do a little bit more of a moderate. Don't get upset with me, Richard. But when we have the rules, the 5 minutes, and Andrew,
Okay, Josiah,
hold on.
I'm out. I don't want to hear.
I
I'm
thought you
not
said
going to
you'll
be
give me an
lectured.
hour. This
I'll
isn't
give
a
you an
lecture.
hour. I don't want to hear one more thing about how I'm not playing by the rules. I have been the most reasonable person.
Okay. All right. You want to give your 10-minute rant on the red pill here?
It's not a rant, but yes. You can jump in anytime you'd like, Josiah. So
Dude, I
the what?
Okay.
The so-called manosphere emerged in the 2000s, mostly online, as a reaction to material realities that were deconstructing and disempowering, you could say, the nuclear family as a man's fundamental claim to power and status. What do I mean by this? Leave It to Beaver is no longer on the air. There was a time, and it's sort of an imagined time, when every man could get a job, join a union, own a car, own a house, have a wife and 2.3 kids, and there you go. What I would suggest is that that is an aberrational situation that emerged in post-war America after the Second World War that is something totally unheard of in world history. And yet we have imagined this situation, the Leave It to Beaver situation, as something that men are entitled to, something that is historically relevant. This is how we always used to do things, something as bequeathed to us by God, et cetera, et cetera. So traditionalists are actually completely ahistorical in their worldview and their normative claims to the nuclear family being the basis of society. The nuclear family is not that. The nuclear family, as we knew it in the mid-20th century, is actually fairly rare. The Manosphere offers some fascinating insights, particularly with the ubiquity of hypergamy among women. I think so many of its Evo Psych insights are correct and useful. I guess my beef with it is not in that analysis. My beef with it is not even in its, game tactics and strategies, how to pick up women, etc. My beef with it is the way that it has emerged as a sort of universal monogamy, as some sort of traditionalist outlook, but B, something that we need to have for the future. I say that it's an egalitarian socialist movement. I mean that quite seriously. It's a sort of conservative middle-class Marxism in which we are not going to have a situation that resembles world history. We're going to have a kind of new situation where every man gets a woman and that's that, etc. Material conditions be damned. We've moved beyond the material conditions that inform any sort of situation like this. We are simply going to assert the nuclear family as the status quo forever. This is ridiculous. Now, I mentioned hypergamy, that is women desiring to marry up, to find a better man, etc. That is a much more insightful notion, or it's much more insightful to say that about women than to say that they want to get married or they're all sweet or something. No, I think they want to marry up. I agree with that insight on some very deep primal level. That is what women want. But what do men want? Who are we? What is an expression of true manliness and masculinity? For a loser like Andrew Wilson, he wants to be given a woman and he wants to be given some employment that he feels will give his empty life meaning, etc., and so on. That actually has nothing to do with manliness or masculinity. That is again, a rather mid-20th century middle-class fantasy from low status males, Andrew Wilson being a prime example of this reality. What does it mean to be a man? It means to sail your ships into uncharted waters. It means to found the Roman Empire on the basis of a quest and a great rape, the rape of the Sabine women, to go out and do it, to grab them by the pussy, as it were. Women are the most essential resource, and real men go out there and get it. And only a select few of men are brave or bold or strong enough or fit enough in a Darwinian sense to actually achieve this. And the rest of the men, to be frank, don't reproduce and die. Again, the Manosphere is a socialist egalitarian movement to the extent that it wants to change this fundamental aspect of human nature and this fundamental aspect of masculinity. I can remember a great documentary that is narrated by David Attenborough called Life. And it goes through all sorts of reproductive strategies. And one of them that stuck out to me was the Dawson bees, that are these sort of earthen bees that burrow into hives. And once a year, what happens? It's mating time. And the women, the female, I shouldn't say women, the female bees present themselves above the earth. And all of the male Dawson bees engage in a ferocious orgy of violence in which they are attacking one another. Most all of them perish in this act, and one or two get through and actually inseminate the female Dawson bee and produce offspring. We don't even know which bees are able to do this, because even the bee that wins, so to speak, is undoubtedly going to have his head ripped off and die in the melee and chaos of it all. That is an extreme example that gives us a hint of the reality that you see across the animal kingdom and across mammals. In fact, rams, antelope, etc., they will go in stark competition between men for the woman. Not everyone breeds. They don't pair up into a nuclear ram family in order to have offspring or something like that. What human culture created in the mid-20th century is synthetic. It's extremely unnatural. Instead, it is a deadly competition between men. Antelopes, moose, deer, etc., they don't have antlers in order to hunt or to fight off predators. They have antlers in order to fight with other males of their species. That is the quest for status that will give you the female. So this mid-20th century notion,
okay,
again,
give you the female? That
do you not
sounds-
understand?
Yeah, what do you mean give you the female?
Win the woman, because women are hypergamous and they want the best male.
But I thought you just said grab them by the pussy.
Right, the best males grab them by the pussy. The best males,
So the best
were the
males
ones
take it
willing.
by force. They're not giving the women, right?
Well, if you want to argue about semantics, then
Is that
you can.
semantics? So
Yes.
I think like hypergamy, honestly, Richard, it's interesting you take this approach to this debate because you're saying a lot of red pill coded things. I don't even know like how much I believe in hypergamy. It could just be my youth and my ignorance, but like I'm not the top 1%. I've never had any problems with my wife. I've been married for 4 years now. There's never been anything like that, you know? So maybe this is like lowbrow, you know, like women or something, but like, I don't know. This seems like what the red pill say to like black pill, the American from not having sex and from not wanting to get married. And I kind of thought you were going to kind of take that approach, but it is surprising to me that you.
Oh, women want to marry up. I mean, you could always find some exception to this rule or whatever, but yes, I mean the crucial insight of F. Roger Devlin's article on sexual economy, etc., is basically men want to be Don Juan or James Bond. Women want to be Sleeping Beauty, and they're rescued by the great prince. So they go up in the world in status by possessing the prime resource that there is. Sperm is cheap, eggs are dear. We make millions of sperm on a daily basis. Men masturbate, they have sex with some chick with using a condom, they whatever. They're always going to have enough sperm. Eggs are a finite resource. Finite resources are valuable. So yes, I said, I think the basic insight of hypergamy coming from the Manosphere is obviously correct.
What do you think masculinity is in its perfect form?
I wouldn't use the word perfect, but I would use the word primal or original form. And masculinity is not for all. We're not all going to, by definition, we're not all going to be alpha males. What is consistent across the animal kingdom and across mammals, less so than, say, insects, the salacious example that I used, is that the stronger, fitter males are going to reproduce more. Andrew Wilson's an excellent example of a, I don't know, low status loser male who married a black woman, for instance, and then this woman who was
he just plays along
knocked
with that
up
to troll. That's like a common.
I think that's actually true, and there have been records that prove this. And then this woman who got knocked up a few times, I don't know, badgers him into marriage.
If you wanted to shit on Andrew, you just had to listen and not break TOS, and you could have done this to his face, Richard.
Break TOS, I'm on the show, and he's not. What does that tell you?
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm still here talking. He ran away. So what does this tell you?
It tells me that Andrew is a smarter...
he left because Andrew I broke TOS.
Yeah, it tells me that Andrew is a smarter businessman than me because my stream is in jeopardy.
He's a smarter businessman than you?
Yeah, so think about this, right? If I came into your job and was like, say the N-word, say the N-word, say the N-word, bitch, say it, bitch, right? And then you said it, like, you actually could lose your job, right? It's kind of the same thing here on YouTube. Anyways, this is like, this might be beyond the point, but...
I'm sorry I lost my temper and called him the F word, but that's what I think of him, to be frank. So, and who ran away like a little girl? Who did that? Did I do that, or did Andrew do that? Which one of us did that, Josiah? Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, there's a qualifier here, which is that... They're like the terms of service, you know, Andrew's extremely successful.
Terms of service?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a break, Josiah. Josiah, I'm like moments away from leaving. I'm sorry, but like this is just...
But then who's going to run away like a little girl then, though, Richard? You're stuck in this room with me now. I'm about to grab you by the pussy.
Do you want to offer some sort of interesting comment here?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I just did.
You didn't. So, I mean, do you have a disagreement? You think that women aren't hypergamous?
Yeah,
what your claim is?
Lowbrow hypergamy. I think these are like red pill.
What does that mean, lowbrow hypergamy?
Yeah, like lowbrow women, just like low-class women, distasteful. I think like a real woman who is actually embodying femininity doesn't feel the urge to keep on climbing, right? So for instance, you see this with somebody like Ashley St. Clair. Ashley St. Clair is the ideal example of why hypergamy with somebody who is truly feminine and secure and has real confidence would have stopped. They would have stopped. But instead, she climbed and she climbed and she went from her, from Arsenal Media to then Mar-a-Lago to then Elon Musk, and now she's going to Hassan Piker. So this is what you would expect from low quality women who don't actually understand femininity, they don't have any idea of confidence or security. Now, what women tend to do is they blame the insecurity on the men, and they say, this man he didn't provide me security. He didn't provide me safety. Actually, everything is usually okay. Everything usually fucking works out. Even whenever you're broke and you can't really afford rent, you always figure out a way to make it work, right?
Would you describe Andrew Wilson's wife as that sort of low quality female, in the sense that she's just constantly finding new baby daddies and marrying people or something?
No, because what
he
happened,
expresses true femininity, I guess, in your mind.
Right now, absolutely, because what she's done is she's not still climbing, right? It's not like she's with Andrew and she's going to something else.
She did get to a very low rung and stayed put, so I guess I'll give her that.
And what
Look,
happened is we also see real masculinity from Andrew as well, because you know how difficult it is to adopt a child that's not your own blood and to actually love them as your own. Do you know what type of sacrifice and humility that takes?
Josiah, what are you talking about?
You think that's gay?
Why would anyone want to do that?
Because it's.
I can understand that you do it in certain circumstances, but I mean, this is not adopting someone else's child. It's not some ideal. One of their children die due to neglect.
Not due to.
I'm
neglect.
not sure these are great parents.
Not due to neglect. Honest. What are you talking about?
That's what I've heard doing some basic research.
You've heard wrong, and you're smearing a family who's been through the ringer, and you're saying that this is their fault.
How have they been through the ringer?
Their child died, and you're saying it's because they neglected their child, Richard. Do you know how fucked up that is?
That's what her other husband claimed.
Okay. So
I don't know.
What?
Doesn't he have a point of view in this? Can he be right? I don't know.
No. I know.
Why do you say that?
Because that's not how this works. I know somebody who went through the same exact situation in Arizona. They went out. They were underage. They were also drinking, not legally able to drive. Ran a red light, and one of them died.
Their young child was hanging out with the wrong crowd, and her. Basically, if I remember correctly, this is the story.
It can always be the wrong crowd.
Rebel Wilson was allowing the child to run with the wrong crowd. Her ex-husband or ex-lover, the father of the child, was worried about this and was seeking custody. And he was apparently right in that child died in tragic circumstances. I don't know. Does the truth hurt?
Dude, it's just painful to see you stoop so low, and I just can't figure it out.
Stoop so low?
Yeah, I just can't figure it out. Like, you came in clearly hostile, you didn't want to, you came out trying to measure your dick, and it's like, I just don't, I don't understand.
Saya, I'm leaving. I'm done, okay? And I'm done with you, to be honest.
Dude.
Thank you.
Rage quit. Oh, man, dude. Rage quit. I can't. You guys, I can't believe he rage quit. Oh, my Lord. Oh, that sucks, dude. I guess I win now. Wow, chat. He ran away like a little girl. I mean, who won? He can't handle just the slightest bit of accountability. He rage quit. Holy shit. I'm really sorry to the Wilson family. You guys have been so good to us, and you send us Christmas cards. You send us gifts. You really do show us that you love us and care about us. Anytime we're going through anything, I know that my wife can always call Rachel and reach out to her. And Andrew has done a phenomenal job in shaping how I view politics and where I stand, and his content, his debates have brought so much prosperity for me and my family and for this channel specifically. I was looking forward to this debate, man. I was so hype about this. It took 2 weeks of planning. I was watching their old debates. I was so hype, and he just like clearly came in, and he had this agenda. It was very obvious from the beginning what he was trying to do. Oh man, I wish I knew, dude. I wish I knew ahead of time. But here's what I respect about somebody like Andrew. Andrew actually believes in what he says, and somebody like Richard is playing some weird Machiavellian games, and he doesn't believe what he says, which is why he does the things that he does. I'm glad he quit and rage quit, and I can have that W and avenge Andrew Wilson. I guess I'll just read some super chats now. Wow, what a freaking L. Thank you, Scorpio, for the $20. I'm done with you, frankly. And Josiah, I'm done with you. Dude, you just like put me in the middle of this. I like Andrew, and you straight up just burn that bridge for like shits and giggles. Like, this is not how you treat human beings, bro. Why does Spencer sound so effeminate? Just years of being raped by the establishment, probably. Richard, in the name of Jesus Christ, repent. I know. Let's see what else we got here. I saw one from Rachel, and now I'm not seeing them all. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Richard can't TOS rules Spencer. Broke TOS to avoid the debate, coward. Blah, 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 blah. From Rachel Wilson, blobbiting. I can't read this. I'm a magatard windbag with goofy stash. And he's gained so much weight, too. He's really chud maxing. For the aspirin you obviously need, thank you. Richard 1, bro, owns your live stream now. Total domination. I actually won now. And I own this live stream because he ran away like a little girl. That was his own words. What kind of man can't keep his word on agreed format, Richard? Yeah, it was clearly like a hit job or something. I mean, I don't want to be too conspiratorial here, but everything seemed really smooth except for on Andrew's part. I could tell Andrew was like skeptical based off of talking to him and stuff. So, hey, Benther. Benther. Rachel says, hey, Bentha, put down the honey buns in the Mountain Dew long enough to apologize to Josiah for wasting his time. You agreed to the format. You has been. Nobody wants to hear your dissertation. Yeah. I let it go on because I had a feeling it was going to be for 5 minutes. Exactly. And then he started talking about some documentary nobody has ever heard of. The Goofy Queen TOS to your channel on purpose. He doesn't care about you or your livelihood. He has nothing of value to share. Kick him. No, I had to do that because then he gets to try and say he won. I'll take the potential consequences. Mediator just earned a subscription by standing up for Mr. Wilson fans. To Richard, Mr. Wilson spoke kindly of you for 10 minutes and wished you well. Yeah, this lady is pathetic. Show a backbone, kick him. You believe the black ex-wife thing? Glorious. No wonder you are the only person who listens to you when you talk. Big Spence is mad because it was exposed today that Charlottesville was an SPLC op. Not today. That was a few weeks ago, actually. And you know what's funny is that Richard went on a Twitter space and ratted out a whole bunch of people who were certain SPLC informants, which just goes to show that he did have some idea he might have been involved. And you know what's crazy about the SPLC thing is that it was like $200,000 over the course of 8 years. When you like break it down, it was like $34,000. You know, it's insane to me that you're like ready to pop that ass up for the establishment for $33,000 a year. Insane. Yeah, ran away from the agreed debate prompt. That's cowardice. I agree. It's your month, Richard. Be proud. Thanks, Josiah. Completely not your fault. He's a fed degen loser, repeating debunked lies and wasting your time. Thank you, Rachel. I'm glad. I hope it's the same with Andrew. I'm glad this was my first valuable lesson here, dude. I had to. I guess I have to just learn. Like some debates, just you can't do it. It's not going to happen in good faith. And if it's not going to happen in good faith, then there's no point because it's just going to cause chaos, and chaos is uncontrollable. And I'm the moderator, so how am I supposed to moderate with uncontrollable? Yeah. Damn, dude. The irony in the Fuakwe way, he said, "I'm done. I just subbed." Dude, he's so performative, and he'll get on Twitter Spaces, and I had this like reoccurring joke that I talk to him more than his children because he gets on Twitter Spaces with me, and he always goes, Josiah. Because I always rage bait him. I always get him to lose his cool, to freak out. We only really started understanding each other, I would say, like a few months ago. And then I was able to have a little bit more respect for him. But, dude, I mean, that's just over now. Is the PC principal from South Park a real guy? I don't know. I never watched South Park. Well, wow. Wowza. Props for holding Spencer accountable. Yeah, he kept on saying he was going to leave. Thank you. He kept on saying he was going to leave. And I was like, oh, no, dude. Oh, no, if you do this, then you just walk back on what you said. Apollonians sell drugs to teens. Okay, interesting. Thank you for the super chat. Well, I mean, like, what do I do now? What do I do now? Maybe I have Isabella come in and we can debrief. What's this whole thing about, like, comparing masculinity to insects? And it's like, then the queen bee rips your head off too? And the idea is, like, you wait for a girl to come to you and then, like, rip your head off? That's not how I view relationships at all. That's so strange, and it gives women so much power. Which is interesting because I saw this YouTube video of him where Andrew says, women now have the power to put us in the draft and to send us to war, right? And Richard goes, F you, Andrew, cusses him out, the whole thing, right? And basically says, like, you going to war is epic. That's awesome. That's what we want to do. We want to go to war and just, like, shoot shit up and blah, blah, blah. And although I, like, get the sentiment, he completely missed the point of what Andrew was saying. Like, women should not have the power to send us into potential, into our death, potentially, right? That was the whole point. And Richard's like, why wouldn't you want to be sent into your death? Why wouldn't you want to go shoot shit? Big W for you, bro. Thanks, man. Yeah. I'm like, dude, that's so messed up. This is my first time hosting a debate, my first time moderating. I get Andrew Wilson, who is like one of the biggest reasons for my channel's success. Gets tons of freaking views. And I was so happy about this. And it's just like, dude, just literally sabotage. I'm like a little shaky, to be honest with you. No homo, though. But yeah, it was crazy. Isabella, you want to come in here? You want to debrief what just happened? If you guys don't know Isabella, she's my wife. Isabella is moody on social media. Let's see if we can switch things up here to shoot the shit with you guys, I guess. Because why not? I was literally planning on being here for 3 hours. 3 hours. RFH did the exact same tactic to me on Modern Day Debate a couple of months ago. This was clearly the plan going in, not a coincidence. Did you guys end up having the debate, Rachel? Because if you did, I should just pull that up and react to it. Doesn't seem that hard to rage bait. Here's something for your troubles and listening to him cry. Thank you guys. Thank you. And thank you, Rachel, as well. Let's see here. Okay. And frankly, Josiah, I'm done with you. I'm done. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. Frankly, Josiah, I'm done with you. Okay. Okay. All right, Big Spence. Relax. Let's see if he unfollowed me. I should just show you guys the DMs. Yeah, so I said, how long is your opening going to be? He said, I could handle 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm literally thinking to myself, dude, 10 or 15 minutes for an opening statement? We're going to literally lose the entire live stream. I know how YouTube works. People are in and they're out. And like, I almost lost you guys for a minute there. I saw the views. When he started going on that tangent, I just let him say whatever he wanted to. Like, I saw the numbers dip. I knew that wasn't going to work. And I said, here's how I'm thinking structurally. Topic 1, Spencer opens with 5 minutes to make his case. Wilson responds 5 minutes. 3 rebuttals, uninterrupted 3 minutes each. Open dialogue, 15 minutes. First time moderating, okay? This wasn't like, hey, come, let's have a podcast where we all just like shoot the shit and talk. No. You guys are going to combat. You guys are going to have ideas, and you're going to put your ideas against each other, and the chat's going to decide who the winner is. Okay? That's what that whole thing was about. So yeah, insane. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to get one good viral clip. Isabella, if you can hear this, please clip that. Please clip that. Get that posted ASAP. Maybe Andrew will come in for a chill stream. Yeah, maybe. At least you got some subscribers like me. Hopefully you continue to try and host debates. Oh, totally, dude. That was reality TV, Isabella says. Dude, and I spent so much time making this bomb-ass thumbnail. Oh, bro. That's all right. That was funny, I guess. I just don't like when people try to act like they know, people's in like, oh, I looked up on the internet, so I now know how this worked. I know what's going on here, dude. Oh, Andrew texted me. All right, cool. He doesn't seem upset. Awesome. Yeah, dude, Andrew, this seemed calculated. I think even after his whole spiel talking about like the queen bee ripping his head off, I think almost that like his girl set him up to do this, basically. And is like, go and get his channel demonetized and taken off the internet. Wouldn't that be so funny? That's such like a girl thing to do. Girls, like when they get petty, it's just downright evil in ways where it's like even guys wouldn't do that. When they hate each other, they still wouldn't do some shit like that, What does perfect masculinity look like? I wouldn't say perfect. I would say primal. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay. RFH, modern day debate. Rachel Wilson. All right, let's see what we got here. So RFH is Radfem Hitler and on Twitter, and she basically became Richard's like lover, and she got pregnant with their kid and just had the baby recently. So yeah, but now her account's deleted on Twitter. Not sure what happened there. But yeah, let's watch this. I'm gonna attempt to transition here. Okay. It sucks, dude. Okay, I'm sorry, guys, because I had my scene set up for this debate, and I chose a total different scene. I don't know if I can switch it. Like, could I without it turning off? I think it will turn off the stream, so I don't want to try that. Ooh! I think we're cooking. All right, we're so back. Epic. Actually, I'm going to throw this up here. All right. All right, chat, we're back.
Hi, yes, I guess I'm here to debate Rachel about feminism, because that's her favorite thing ever, is to demand people debate her. She's very combative and masculine personality who enjoys this. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I think I think this whole debate is going to be pretty interesting, because Rachel is probably one of the biggest benefactors of feminism in many ways. I mean, she's here tonight debating someone, and her job is to basically debate people online and to be a podcaster, something that would have never been available to her without it. And in fact, Rachel is also divorced like myself and had children in their first marriage, and it didn't work out. And thank God she had feminism, because she was actually able to work and then support her child and not starve. So thank God she had that option. Rachel is a great benefactor of feminism, and it's really worked out well in her favor. So I argue that Rachel is already a feminist. She already lives as a feminist does. And it's just funny to me that I guess there's a tendency for people to do this. They don't understand the privileges that they have and have been granted to them, and they don't understand the lives of the people who lived before them. They imagine a Disney World view of what patriarchy looked like, of what women's lives looked like, and yeah, they don't know what they have, even though that they're living in it right now, even though they're benefiting from it right now at this very moment. So I think it'll be interesting to talk to Rachel about this.
Dude. Okay, so when your opening statement is a character assassination instead of talking about feminism, that is the craziest thing. It's just ridiculous. You can't really have conversations here. And then what do? Leave? No.
Really, we're just two feminists talking.
Now I'm curious how Rachel handles this. This will be interesting.
Debating each other about feminism. Rachel just doesn't know it yet.
With that, we'll kick it over to Rachel for her opening as well. The floor is all yours, Rachel.
Well, this is a disappointment. First of all, Radfem Hitler over here didn't cam up, didn't tell James or I that she was going to refuse to cam up, which is
never on camera.
That's my opening. I didn't interrupt your opening. Didn't say she was going to do that, sprung it on us at the last minute, so James just went for it anyway, which is fine. She said that she'd watched my Joe Rogan episode. Can't possibly be true, because her whole opening was addressed in the podcast episode. This absurd accusation that I am a feminist benefiting from feminism because I can write books or do podcasts or do debates is silly. I explained on the Joe Rogan podcast that anti-suffragists and suffragists were doing public debates in the middle 1800s. It was never illegal for women to speak publicly. They were never banned from doing so. Mary Wollstonecraft was supporting herself as a single mother, an unmarried single mother, with her writing and her speaking in the 1700s. So this largely what my book is about, and what the Joe Rogan podcast was about, was debunking these feminist lies and the false framing that they use. She said, I'm the one who doesn't understand what life was like under the patriarchy. I'm the one that wrote a whole book on it, which, by the way, is now in the top 30 on Amazon in books in general right now. So thank you to everybody
Hell yeah.
who watched the episode and went out and bought the book. You guys are awesome. But yeah, the whole book is about debunking this fake lies and propaganda spread by feminists like RFH, which, you know, she wanted to talk about me being divorced. The reason that happened was not because of anything I did. I didn't pick up and
Say it
leave.
was.
All right, hold on.
don't interrupt.
RFH. All right, you've interrupted twice during Rachel's opening. You refuse to use your camera. Turn on your camera so we know that you're not cheating. You've already interrupted
I'm
twice.
not cheating, and you're not going to
Listen, hold on.
longhouse me into
Listen.
doing whatever.
Turn on your
If you
camera.
don't want to have this,
Listen,
no.
you've already
If
interrupted
you don't want to have this
twice.
debate,
Listen,
I don't.
you've already interrupted twice. And you won't turn on your camera. This debate is over unless you turn on your camera.
Then I guess it's over. I'm not turning it on. I've already explained this. I'm very pregnant right now. I don't want to invite the world in on my life in that way.
What?
This was a cheap ploy to get out of debating me. She
It's
didn't want
not
to
a cheap
debate me.
ploy. I'm never
Listen,
on.
She has
I'm
no
ending-
idea what
I'm
she's
ending
talking
the
about. I'm
debate.
far
I'm
better
ending-
at this. I'm
No,
way
you're
more
not,
informed.
Rachel. You don't even understand basic
All right,
fucking
listen,
economics.
hold on. I've
You
already
learned
explained.
one-
This is basic. I've already explained. Turn your camera on. You've already interrupted Rachel twice. So we already know you're cheating in that way. If you're going
I'm
to
cheating
cheat,
because
all right, I'm just going to keep you muted because now you're admitting to cheating. If you're not going to have your camera
Dude, can
on,
you
so we know
hear?
you're not cheating.
Dude, so like what Richard Spencer would do, if I was like a Richard Spencer type and I heard RFH, his girl, say, I'm cheating, just like that, I would totally take it out of context within the debate and say, oh my gosh, RFH just admitted that she's cheating on Richard Spencer, that she's cucking Richard Spencer. Oh my gosh, did you guys hear that? She literally just admitted to I'm cheating. She just said I'm cheating. And the reason why I bring that up is because that's what Richard tried to do with the whole black wife thing. Like, I think Andrew and Rachel have played along with that in like on Twitter saying like, oh yeah, his black wife. And then they like take that literally. They literally believe that. These people have no concept of faith, right? They don't believe in morality. They don't believe in object morality. They have no concept of what faith is when it comes to the Bible, whenever it comes to Jesus, whenever it comes to the resurrection of death, whenever it comes to Christ's divinity. But then they have all of the faith in the world. Dude, if Christians had faith like Richard Spencer had faith that Andrew Wilson had a black wife, dude, the Crusades would have happened 10x over, man. 10x. Oh, we would take the whole world. Holy smokes. Anyways, let's continue.
Then this is done.
I'm not cheating because I said I never said that.
You just
How
said
did I
you were
need the
cheating
internet?
because
No,
blah,
I
blah, blah,
didn't.
blah, blah.
Can you fucking hear? Can either
Listen,
of you
the
hear?
camera, listen, if you're turn
Dude,
on your
this is
camera or
insane.
I'm booting you.
Then boot me. I'm not doing this.
Okay.
Is it over? Chat, is it over?
1 second. I accidentally booted Rachel too. That's embarrassing. Okay. So, 2 seconds. I will bring Rachel back on. But folks, sorry. RFH was interrupting during Rachel's opening.
Yeah, okay, so interesting. Yeah, I see you guys. Yeah, take note, Josiah should have booted Richard. Yeah, totally. I thought things were going to go better. Like, I thought it was going to be like, just 5 minutes. I would expect something like this from women, frankly. and not from Rachel, but from women like RFH. I did not expect this from Richard Spencer, dude. Okay, so yeah, that's on me. I thought he'd just be like, yo, okay, 5 minutes. Like he would have conceded. And then he just starts like cussing him out. What the hell, dude? This is why, like, this is what we call chimping out, right? And Richard prides himself as like this scholarly, like academic type. And he just chimped out. Whom is this mediator? What a beautiful day. My dude, have a logo of your channel's name on screen, King. The best of wishes to you. Thank you. What is ISK? What type of currency is that? Interesting. But yeah, no, the way he just muted her and was like, no. Yeah, he totally had great control of the situation. I'm actually glad I got to see that because in the future, I'm just going to have to do that.
And 2, RFH refused to use a camera so that we couldn't confirm that she was not cheating. So I am going to welcome just really quick because I don't want Rachel to, I didn't mean to boot Rachel like that, is I am going to send Rachel the,
Dude, my guy's got to work on his camera quality. He's got to get rid of, okay, dude. You got to get rid of your webcam. One, get like a Lumix G7 and then get an Elgato capture card, micro HDMI to HDMI, and then the Elgato capture card will then go from HDMI to USB, and this will fix all of this. Okay, like look at how clean my setup is right here, dude. This is phenomenal. This is epic. I spent the last week working on it. Anyways, trust. It's a game changer.
I'm going to send Rachel the Zoom link just so I can apologize because I did not mean to boot Rachel. So Rachel back on because I am sorry about that, Rachel. Rachel, sorry for booting you as well. That was just like
That's okay.
You can find Rachel's link in the description box below. And sorry, folks, we were hoping for an actual debate, but like I said, it is becoming an issue where if people are going to potentially tell ChatGPT like, hey, debate with me, I'm gonna, and then they just type in whatever Rachel says.
And then they just randomly like trauma dump about cheating on Spentha. And then they just randomly drop that. Like, dude, do you know how a debate works? She's like, Rachel, you don't even know how economics works. P.S. I'm a cheater. Like, whoa. You know what? Josiah, I'm done with you. You know what? Bro. Okay, if I do that one more time, I'm literally going to lose 1 aura point and gain at least like 10 mgs of estrogen. So it ends there. It's done. It ends there.
And just do that is like we're not gonna. I just feel like we're.
Andrew literally acted like he didn't even know your channel name, asking his own chat, "What's the name of the Maj channel? Why you act like the Wilsons are so close to you? Pathetic, lol." No, I did. I told Rachel how thankful I was for her and Andrew's content. I just never sent them over the channel. Like I don't post videos and then send them over at all. So yeah, I mean, and Andrew and I don't talk very much at all. I mean, he's on a generational run, so I don't expect him to. I just react to what he does, and it works. Yeah. Is that supposed to like, am I supposed to be like ego checked right now? Andrew literally acted like he didn't even know your channel name. My channel name is Justin Reloaded and then it's at Josiah Reloaded. It's, dude, it's confusing. I don't blame him. That's all right. Not that big of a deal. You guys are so weird trying to instigate here.
It's not a genuine debate. We want people to defend their actual beliefs.
I don't think this is not surprising to me. I told Andrew, I said, I highly doubt she's going to really do this because she wasn't answering to either of us on social media. And then she just kind of said, yeah. And, you're giving her the prompt, you're asking her questions, and she's just kind of like phoning it and going, yep. So I think she showed up not on cam on purpose, was as combative as possible on purpose to get out of this because everybody online was saying, you can't back out now. You said you would do it. you said you would. And so I think that was her cheap way of getting out of having to do an actual debate, because even her pathetic opening are all criticisms that I addressed right on the Rogan podcast and have addressed multiple other times. So if she wants to cam up and come back, she's saying it's an invasion of privacy. It's like, how is showing yourself from here up? You don't have to show us your pregnant belly. You don't have to show us your house. Even, some of my other opponents who maybe are not beauty models or something were like totally willing to come on and cam up. There's no reason she can't do that, even if she's pregnant. So we'll see. I think she's just running.
I've just sent a DM.
Now it becomes a little bit more obvious what Richard was trying to do. I mean, he was trying to basically just do the same exact thing that Rachel did. Something that's interesting about men and masculinity is that men imitate other men, specifically men that they respect, right? So you'll see men, it's so important, the Bible talks about this too, it's so important for you to be around people that are smart. You want to be around people that are smarter than you, more disciplined than you, because you will start to imitate their behaviors, right? It's fucking weird when Richard Spencer is imitating his girl and coming on and doing that and like trying to wrap it up as like masculine. What? It's crazy. Okay, I'm not talking about Richard anymore. I think I'm done with this, dude. I think I'm done. Did Twitter have anything to say about this or what? Fat Richard Spencer just had a gay crash out in an obvious attempt to dodge his debate with... Yeah, literally. He owes Josiah Moody an apology. Dude, we're going to make the best of it, man. Making the best of it. Still, dude, the channel got a collab. The channel got a collab with Andrew Wilson instead of me just reacting to his content all the time. So that's a W, dude. That's a W. Yeah, let's see if there's any clips. Maybe, hopefully. We could probably get this trending on Twitter, I'm sure. I wonder if Isabella listened. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go.
That's just.
Well, I think we have the structure down. It's like 5-5, and then what is it?
Yeah, but
I'm
4
minute rebuttals. I think
these two things.
Yes,
so let's just have a discussion. I mean, we're not playing tennis here.
Sorry, is that? Am I frying you guys? I
Otherwise,
wasn't
we
paying
end.
attention.
And I'm the reason why this debate is happening. So I'm
Well,
going to
then
speak for
then
around
you can
10
fuck
minutes.
off. I don't care. Fuck off.
Are you in charge, Andrew?
Yeah,
Are you in charge, buddy?
I am.
No,
Richard,
you're not. Josiah's in charge.
Richard, we
Did we? Well,
we
we
did. Look at he goes. Josiah's in charge. I go. Well, Richard, we did agree. We did agree. Well, Richard, we did agree to the 5 minutes. So if I'm in charge, then I just want to let you know.
agree
talk
to a
about-
platform, and if you don't want to do it, then don't do it.
No, I'm going to speak for 10 minutes. I'm
Go
going
speak
to
somewhere
give
else for
a
10 minutes then.
excellent. Listen, Andrew, fuck you, man. When I am mad, when I
Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Oh no! Wait.
fuck you, man. You are the when I.
Oh no! Oh no! It's not framed properly, but that is so peak. I don't want to play the F slur, so look at this. September 26th for me. Tenet had Tim Pool, Andrew Wilson, and Richard Spencer debate. Like, you guys can see, this is from last year. Like, I was hype about this. Whatever. I want that to trend. It's a good clip, I guess. If anything can come from this besides play the laugh. I know, dude. It's such a good laugh. It's crazy.
Structure down.
Get yours. Fuck you, man. You are the when I.
Dude, Okay, I'm gonna scale this. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, guys. You guys have to see this in its proper form right here. Hold on. Oops. Okay, display capture, unlock. Okay. Perfect. Here we go. All right. You guys ready? Here we go.
Can I imagine like losers being a and you were the big when I
Dude, what the hell, bro? What is that, dude? What is that, chat? What is going on here? Oh my gosh. Like, Andrew doesn't even have that crazy of a laugh. It's totally like a chill, like, this is funny.
listen, Andrew, fuck you, man. You were the big when I
I think that was peak. Yeah, and then my whole stream gets messed up. Yeah, great. Oh, great. Great stuff there, guys. Great stuff. Well, all right. I don't think there's anything else going on. I really don't. I don't know. Yeah. Well, guys, I'll have to hopefully get Andrew back on and figure out a legitimate debate partner who is not going to jeopardize this. And then I'm going to have to go into this and edit out some of the words that Richard chose to use, which I made it clear to him right at the beginning. Ah, man. Actually, I want to see if Andrew said anything about this. Is he on YouTube? Okay, this will be the final. This will be the final hurrah. See what Andrew had to say. Is he live? Is he live on Okay. Scheduled for 6:30. Maybe he's taking a breather. I know the extravaganza was going on earlier today. Yeah, it's over. Well, yeah, I guess that's it, guys. I'm so curious what he will say about this, though. This will be epic. I'll do an actual video on the whole thing tomorrow or something. Oh, actually, you know what? I got nothing else to do. We're going there. We're doing it right now.
While you were remodeling your backyard to make it more, you know, zen, we were remodeling our merch store to make. You don't have to sell.
Okay. This should be a like case study, okay? I don't know if case study is the right word. But we need to examine, okay, Spencer Pratt, his campaign and its success with James Fishback, okay? And the reason, I'll explain why. This is gonna make a lot of sense.
Put some pomade in.
You have to sell me on selling.
Well, technically, my merch is a donation. It's not merch.
What does that mean?
Then when you donate, you get the hat.
Oh, so you donated to your own campaign? That's how
No,
you got that?
this was a gift.
Well, Nobody can take that away from you. That is just a fact. I am telling you, it's anecdotal, but I'm a good sounding board because people want you on my shows. They want to, and so, I mean, if nothing else happens, you did that. I don't think we saw that coming a year ago.
I mean, again, I never planned to be the mayor of LA. I only ran to have a bigger platform to expose all the negligence is the reason why I even ran, because this person in charge burned my house down, my mom's house, my neighbors. No, just saying, that's why I ran, to talk about it.
I know, but you know, honestly, I keep hearing you say that you're making it a little too personal. I mean, she is not a great mayor, I don't think either, and then that is a very common view even among a lot of Democrats. I know her. I once interviewed her for an event. You know, it was a private thing. I like her, but you know, she fucked up some things. A lot of people fucked up some things. One person didn't burn your house down.
Agreed.
Okay.
But one person who's in charge of all the things that got fucked up, that burned my house down. So you have to hold somebody responsible who's in charge. So
listen.
She was in Ghana, so she obviously didn't light the fire.
So it's Spencer Pratt versus Karen Bass now. He's going to make it to the primaries. He made it. So now he's just going to keep campaigning. Bill Maher starts picking on him. Me and Isabella watched a little bit of this. Bill Maher keeps picking on him because he hyper focuses and obsesses almost on the fact that his house burnt down and other people's houses burnt down. And Bill Maher's like, oh my God, enough is enough. I actually really like it. And it can be obnoxious, but almost in a funny, charismatic way, as opposed to these people like Fishback, right? Who get on and they talk about Israel. And it's like, dude, you're in Florida. You're not really going to do anything about Israel. You're not in that position of power. You should just be focusing on Florida. And that's exactly what Spencer does. Spencer just talks about naked homeless people terrorizing, doing drugs, and how his house burnt down. That's it. He doesn't get into any else. He doesn't get to any other nonsense. He sticks to this, and it's golden. It's golden.
So.
No, I know. Listen,
but it is personal because I have to hear my crying mom every day. And that lady that crosses through my house burned alive. And that lady with the parrots, you know. So it is personal. You know?
Well, don't drag the parrots into it.
I mean, she was trying to save the parrots.
I'm an animal lover.
I could bring the hummingbirds up.
It's just not fair once you start with the fucking parrot. No, it's personal to me too. I live here too. I remember I was doing the podcast here on January 7th, 2025. And the guest was Matt Gaetz.
Genius. He just stays quiet. He doesn't say anything. Matt Gaetz is a controversial figure. Didn't he maybe sex traffic somebody across state borders? What's the deal with XYZ and this policy? Just stays quiet. So smart, dude.
And I mean, I gotta say, you know, we don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff policy-wise, but this dude drove through a fire to get here, and we taped until they came out of the somewhere around here, wherever the people who are taping this do this, and said, "You got to bug out." We taped right until we had to fucking go, and this is a canyon. That is a kill zone.
Didn't this house already burn down once? I thought I was told.
Yes, but that was more of a kitchen fire.
Okay. So it's not a lucky spot.
No. LA is not a lucky spot. It's a dumb fucking place to have built a city. Look, I'm telling you, I went back on the air 10 days later. It was the first show of our season last year. And my first editorial was, a scathing review of this, saying, look, there is absolutely truth in the wind is the wind, and it's a dumb place to have built a city like this. There's not enough water, and those winds were catastrophically high, but they also fucked up so much, and it didn't have to go down that way. I mean, the fire hydrants, the water didn't come out. We're looking into it. Well, or the power lines. Oh, it'll cost a lot of money to bury the power lines. Should we have a bond? No. How about take some of the fucking exorbitant taxes I already give you and prioritize burying the power lines? Whatever.
Bill Maher goes full MAGA. Oh my God. Bill Maher goes full MAGA. You're not going to take more of my tax money. That's wrong. Full MAGA Bill Maher. Oh my gosh. Wow, Richard Spencer in the intro is an abs. Yeah.
You know, the milk veg thing, you remember that thing?
Oh, I remember.
What? No, what?
So the milk veg, which
what
I
is-
didn't know what it was until I lost everything.
It sounds
is
Yiddish.
Is,
It sounds
is
like
the
some-
ugliest plant you've ever seen. It's not even a plant we should be trying to protect. It doesn't. It's not beautiful.
Well-
it's literally an ugly bush.
But Spencer, we don't just protect the beautiful.
This plant, it doesn't even have a flower coming out of it.
Okay, again, not a good
It
reason.
looks like a weed.
Okay, well, should
We pull weeds.
should we kill all the blobfish? They're
We should
really
the milk
fucking.
veg should not be more protected than human beings.
That's true.
Period.
I mean, we agree on the real
Yes.
point here, which
Yeah.
is, and tell the people what it is then.
It's
Tell
just-
the people.
So it's a
Like
dumb, excuse me, to the botanists or whatever. They're going to be like, it's so important to the root system. I agree.
Yeah.
It's a great plant, but we should have 300 feet of it cleaned up. We should have fire breaks around our community. Like you said,
Well, it's
we
just-
built in a dumb place to build, but we also let 60 years of dead brush surround it. And if you saw last week in Semi Valley, they had a fire break, and that's why all those houses didn't just burn down instantly. And again, rewind. The wind in the Palisades, this is a big thing that we got to stop saying. The wind in the Palisades, because I was there till my house burned down at the top of the hill, it never was above 40 miles per hour. Planes were flying, helicopters were flying. Altadena had the catastrophic hurricane winds, a whole 2 hours away from the Palisades. We didn't have a wind problem. We had a no water problem, 2 empty
Yeah.
reservoirs. So,
No,
I'm just saying that.
One second here. Yeah. Did a debate with her this morning, and as you might imagine, it went really well for me.
Oh, I was muted.
It did not go very well for her at all. It's just like not even a little bit. But I realized something that was important. I was like, why is Lauren Southern coming out of retirement to make a hit piece about me? That was just also bizarre. But what it is it's an idea of access. Now, once I went on Joe Rogan, I've kind of blown past all these people. And I did it the right way. I didn't get co-opted by some fucking org. I didn't get picked up by the Daily Wire. I didn't move into some, I didn't do any of that shit. Just did it on my own. And these people have become more and more and more fucking deranged towards me. The kind of, I guess, old guard of the interwebs who all got co-opted. I mean, Spencer got co-opted by the SPLC. We saw a lot of the stuff on that, right? They're launching a full investigation into that now. There's indictments, everything else going on. And it's like, look, I think a lot of this comes from a position of Andrew Wilson's not controllable. The Crucible's not part of this inner web. We do our own thing.
Yeah.
We do our own thing, and we've never needed the help of anybody. And so we don't get involved in these little, like, I don't know, these crazy syndicates that you see all over the place that kind of emerge online. We never do any of that shit. It's just a slow and steady realization of my goal. You know, that's what the whole motto, not one step back, is. Slow, steady realization towards a goal. Is that confirmed, Spencer, in the SPLC? Uh, I mean, I've heard him talk about it, and he's named some names, so it seems that he understands that there was some of that at least going on, but I heavily suspect it, yes.
I mean, when you know the other people who are on payroll, how do you know that? Right? Like, come on.
Brian helped you. Brian got a lot of good stuff out, but I still think that I would have, honestly. I don't think that that's arrogance. I think that the message's time has come. No diss to Brian. I mean, I've always liked going on the Whatever podcast, and I do think that it was super helpful to my career. Don't get me wrong. I just think I would have gotten where I was going anyway.
Damn, I want to smoke too.
Maybe just take it longer, right? Aren't thou inclined to rekindle thy talk with Josiah? What talk? What are you talking about? There are actual records.
Thanks, guys. So sweet.
Of the history with your black ex-wife, according. Oh, yeah. Really harping on that, huh?
Andrew, like, who's Josiah?
Black ex-wife. My black ex-wife. People worrying about shit that nobody cares about. No, I think it was a good. I think that the relationship with the Whatever podcast was good, and still is, by the way. Hey, Andrew, appreciate the content. Quick question: what is the Manosphere? That's depends on who you ask. What I would say the Manosphere is a sort of a loose streaming syndicate. They're not all even particularly invested in each other or have the same messaging. But it's basically, you could consider it pro-male content or pro-masculinity content. I would say that that's broadly what the Manosphere is referring to. You know, not being ashamed that guns are cool, stuff like I think that that's all kind of involved in what you would call the Manosphere. I think that people like to take a narrow approach so that they can straw man the positions by taking the worst of the content creators with the most incoherent messages and say that's what the Manosphere is. And I think that that's a huge mistake. What up, Smokey Man? What up, Sergeant?
Dude, Andrew Wilson doesn't know what he's talking about, okay? I just talked to Richard Spencer for 10 minutes, and the Manosphere represents a bee slaving away for the queen and then getting his head ripped off because of hypergamy. It's very clear to anybody who is an actual intellect, okay?
Need another Andrew versus Captain Terry. What is that guy's name? Tazariak? I think it's Tazariak. Keep hearing that Dave Rubin got wrecked by Parker in a recent debate. What are your thoughts? I don't know. I don't watch anything that has Dave Rubin in it. I can't stand him. I literally can't stand the guy. Just hearing him talk is annoying. Very weird behavior from Richard there. He may not have had his usual good melted Swiss cheese and roasted mushroom caramelized onion burger. I don't know what the problem was, actually. It seemed like a really bizarre thing to get upset about, but they were saying on the other stream that he's humping and that chick Radfem Hitler, and she really hates Rachel. So maybe it's a white knight thing. It could just be a white knight thing. Like,
dude, yeah, it's totally.
I really hate you, Andrew, because you said mean things to my lady. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is his whole aim to bomb the channel? Well, that's what he did. I'm definitely not going to risk the channel for Richard fucking Spencer's opinions on the Manosphere.
The real.
You know, all he had to do is just not break the TOS and do the agreed to format. It's not
real.
hard.
Real.
Not difficult at all. Where the hell did Shapiro run off to after he got embarrassed by your wife? I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Okay, and Richard told me, he was like, why don't we do 10 to 15 minutes? And I was like, I know Andrew's not gonna do something like 10 to 15 minutes or 3 to 5 minutes. I just immediately said, listen, hard numbers, hard. Not because Andrew told me that or anything like that. It's just because I had the feeling that Andrew's gonna be like, what the hell is 10 to 15 minutes? What are we talking about here? Andrew does this professionally extremely well. He's the best in the game. So I was like, dude, I'm not gonna dig around here.
Shit out that is edited specifically to make you look bad, then I just want the unedited version. Here's what actually happened. And if I look bad during the unedited version, then so be it. But I've always thought that they put out because they don't edit those things out. Maybe they edit out swears or shit like that. But so far, I haven't really seen much in the way of them editing out any of the key context of anything. Love that as the channel keeps growing, you still take on small channels and debates. It's the best content around. I'm not an egoist that way. I've always thought that some of the best debaters I've come across do not have large channels. Now, some of the worst debaters I've come across also don't have large channels, right? It just depends. But I don't disqualify people from having a shot at a debate because they have small channels. I'm just not very elitist that way. Did you see Shatiro on Jubilee? No. If I were doing a chill stream, we should review Reckless Ben's video on the Lego scandal. It's hilarious. Okay. I don't know who Reckless Ben is. Spencer actions scream of feminist men co-opting the ideas to get close to women for nefarious purposes. There could be some truth to some of the claims that he's making. He might have found a lot of agreement with me on some of the stuff and a lot of disagreement. But my guess was that he was going to launch into it's just feminism for men, essentially. I heard Shapiro went to Turkey for a hair transplant. Yeah, I doubt it.
An eyebrow transplant.
It's just bizarre. I've met with Richard Spencer in person before. I remember we sat in a lobby. It was at the hotel night before the Tim Pool debate, and he got in a little later than I did. So we ended up in the lobby. We had a beer and we just chatted for a little while. And he didn't seem like he had any issues with me, nothing like that. But tonight he actually seemed like he had a serious fucking problem with me. I'm just like, why? Well, I don't remember doing anything to that guy. Have you ever heard of the miracle of the sun? A miracle 70 to 100,000 people witnessed in Portugal in 1917? No. Saw Myron debate with a Wignat on a college campus, and the Wignat said, "Stop attacking women." He was an atheist. Yeah, that sounds right.
Andrew can't say Josiah won because I only won off the premise that Richard said he rage quit, and therefore Richard was the victor. If Andrew says I win, he would also have to concede and say that he lost. So I kind of, listen, I just took I just took a shadow, victory. Took a shadow victory for Andrew.
Been fucking launching right back into it, making fun of his mustache and calling him the same types of names, but you can't do that stuff on YouTube. Their TOS is very stringent. That's why we had an agreement not to break the terms of service. $10 from Jeremy G. He's very disappointed. Was looking forward to that debate all afternoon. When I got the notification, I was looking forward to it all week.
Dude, me too.
$10 from Greg says fun time. Yeah, I guess. $20 from Anonymous Andrew. Paying you $20 to wish me a happy birthday. Praise me for losing over 100 pounds this last year and wish me luck at knocking up my wife with the third spawn of my loins. I'm actually going to do this for you because that's all pretty awesome. So happy birthday. Congrats on losing 100 pounds. And go hump your wife and make another kid, bro. Will you react to the Bricks and Minfig scandal? I thought an arm the FBI is supposed to crack down on corrupt Mormon police departments. I don't know what the fuck that is, dude.
Yeah, Isabella, bring me a cig, please, in honor of Wilson.
I don't know what that is. That was some serious pot call the kettle black shit. It was weird. Andrew has actual enemies, so he can't leave TOI. I can't. That's why I was very quick to get off the stream. And by the way, this is all from these guys come out of the old Bloodsport debate days, and I know their tactics. They do this shit all the time. They'll go on your stream, break the TOS, and then their followers will mass report you for them breaking TOS. Rob is debating Pisco, maybe a watch party. I might check in on that. Is he debating him right now? Usually Pisco debates are super boring. That Avi moderating?
Yeah, I'm really only watching this to see his commentary on Richard, but it doesn't seem like Andrew's gonna
Yeah,
stoop
I don't
down.
care.
Yes,
I
he
don't care
doesn't
about that. That's their thing.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Told you.
Not only do I enjoy watching you, but I look up to you as a good role model. Thank you for everything you do. I appreciate that. That's kind. But there's way better role models than me, man. I'm just a middle-aged nobody from the middle of nowhere who hates leftists. That's it.
And had a
Nothing
black
special,
wife,
bro.
dude. Had a black wife.
Nothing special. Or just watch Asmongold react to it. React to what? Did you see the PlayStation State of Play yesterday? No.
Dude. Roberts, thank you. Missed it earlier, but caught up pretty fast. Here's to some grift you missed out on. N1SB. Dude, thank you so much for the big super chat. That's epic. Glad you're watching and you got to see all 2.5 minutes of that. Now, nobody had a black wife. That's just what Richard was saying with Andrew. And it's just because this is a rumor started and Andrew and Rachel play along because it's not true. So they just laugh about it and people take it seriously. I mean, like, even if Andrew did have a black wife, I mean, like, is it really that big of a deal? Like, you might lose 1 aura point, right? But, like, dude, everybody gets a little curious sometimes, you know? That's human nature, sadly. That's human nature. I would never, though. I would never.
He's tried to piggyback off the Wilsons for a while, but we've destroyed him so many times, it's not even fun to do anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not even fucking fun to do. That's why you're a great role model. You're as human as the rest of us. You're not in your ego about it. I am sometimes. I can be egocentric sometimes. I think all of us can. It's a fight that I wrestle with all the time. Reckless Ben is a YouTuber that exposed a company that sells Legos for scamming an elderly man out of $200K, and the police actively covered it up. They have ties to the LDS church, which makes it crazy. Okay, that's fucking bizarre. For the Smoky Man grift, I appreciate that. Very kind of you. The Brick and Minfig scandal, very worth a look. Mormon police force corruption, allegedly. Okay. All right, I'll take a look. I'll take a peek. What's up, Andrew? What's your opinion on God of War games? You mean God of War? Or isn't the new one going to have a chick? Is that what you're referencing? Is it the Minfig scandal? Who's okay? Bricks, blah 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 blah. I don't know whose coverage am I supposed to look at here. It looks like there's a whole bunch of people who reacted to it. So, what am I supposed to be looking at here? From who? Everyone else gave their opinion. What's yours on Henry Nowak in comparison to George Floyd? Henry Nowak. Hang on. I don't even know what you're. I don't know what you're asking me, man. The fuck is Henry J. Nowak? Is that? I don't know what you're referencing. You can watch direct via Reckless Ben's channel. Okay. Reckless Ben.
I actually didn't know chill streams were this chill,
Lego.
to be honest with you.
I got arrested because of Legos? Is that I don't this looks like a whole fucking thing, dude. Is there some place I can get a summary of this? I don't want to fucking put on my tweed suit and investigator hat and try to figure out everything that happened through a series of videos. Just like, is there a summary fucking somewhere that I can look at? All right. Is there a summary somewhere?
All right. Apparently, they're talking about.
It's a whole fucking thing. It's funny as fuck, though. Okay.
Apparently, they're talking about the debate, dude. It's crazy because I did hype this up. I hyped this debate up to everybody. I was like, this is gonna be so hype, and then it got pushed back a week, you know. And now they got like 2.5 minutes. They got 2.5 minutes, brother. All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh no, I can't. I can't join on YouTube on a Twitter space. It's too unruly. Can you post the clip? Nah, I'll post the clip of me beating Richard.
Andrew Henry Nowak was arrested while bleeding out after being stabbed by a Sikh guy. They believed he was racist to the Sikh and ignored the 18-year-old saying, "I can't breathe. I've been stabbed." Really? Why am I unaware of this? Is this recent, or was this something that happened a while ago? Maybe that's why it's not jogging in my memory. I don't know. Would love to see you debate RJ Core on TikTok. Man bun lefties are insufferable. Yeah, they are fucking insufferable. Don't ask Andrew his opinion on games. He thinks Starfield is good. I do. I enjoy it. Long story short, this guy got $200,000 worth of Legos taken by bad business. The cops and company were trying to sweep it. Looked real corrupt. Okay.
Oh, is that Mormon story about the Legos?
Oh, it's recent? Okay.
Yeah, see, Andrew, you guys
Henry
chat.
Nowak was killed
Just
by
go
Sikh
spam
in the
Andrew
UK.
and see
We're
if he'll
nice
have a
or bad. Well, let me
conversation
just
with
look at the
me.
fucking case real quick.
Just go spam him.
Been out of the news loop here a little bit lately.
There really isn't news. There really is not news.
Mostly because all the fucking news has just been Iran and are we going to get a deal or are we not going to get a deal? Are we or aren't we going to get a deal?
Richard got socked by a commie and didn't even chase him down to beat his ass for it. Richard knew if he said that word, it would be over. He weaseled out like a scared little girl. Even his own name has dick in it. That's punk shit to me. You hit me, I'm coming for you. It's not cool to talk about people's families, especially the ones that I know, dude. That was too far for me. When he did that, I was like, oh, bro. Like, I actually... Like, now that you went here, I really don't think that I can, like, continue a conversation or associate with you further. You know, and it sucks because like, Richard Spencer can have really good moments in debates. He can have really fun conversations. So the fact that he went there and he showed, like, his character to that extent, it's just alarming to me, man. I mean, I've seen how this goes. I've been around for a while, so. Richard knew Andrew would bail. Andrew has continued. Okay, dude, I'm not even reading your. His jealousy of Andrew is bizarre. He didn't read the room and has no self-awareness. Crazy his wife flipped out on a live stream too. I wonder if they're okay. They seem to be stressed out. Clearly a bad actor, Richard. Yeah, I said this. I'll say it again. Like, Andrew is somebody who will tell you what he believes and defend it and Then he'll like shame and ridicule you if you're retarded too, which is like it's always bonus content. That's why I don't want to debate Andrew. I just like watching him and laughing and acting like I totally know what he's talking about all the time, even though most of the time I don't. But, you know, with Richard, you know he's coming in with like a scheme or an agenda, or he's trying to like be Machiavellian or something, and you never like really get it. It's like, is this dude on our side? Is he not? Like, what's his whole agenda? Actually, dude, let's see if I can find the clip of me when I just call him out for being like a nihilist and an accelerationist. I'm sure I can find it, because we used to get into it on Twitter Spaces for sure. In the meantime, we'll go back to this.
Sure, the thoughts of everybody in the country with Henry's
Just ban that fucking guy. Just ban him.
family. His life has been stolen.
Speaking yesterday,
Josiah wants to
Henry
talk
Novak's
based.
father warned against his son's death being politicized.
This is not a case about Sikhism. This is not a case about racism. This is a case about murder.
But the words of Mark Novak have not stopped those citing Henry's death in a wider campaign against diversity and inclusion, and in claims that ethnic minorities receive preferential treatment from the police.
This is two-tier Britain, and I'm
You know, I love Nigel Farage. I know he's a fucking kind of a cringe libertarian. But the guy had the best speeches, didn't he? Remember when he was always yelling at Mr. Van Rompuy? Oh, it's a case, isn't it, Mr. Van Rompuy? Back here again, aren't we, Mr. Van Rompuy? Once again. Are you ever going to allow the UK to leave this evil, this evil trade deal, Mr. Van Rompuy? Are you ever, Mr. Van Rompuy? Here has literally blockhead. Here literally has a blockhead, a freaking blockhead. Okay, that's nice.
totally opposed to it. I'm opposed to DEI. I'm opposed to positive discrimination. I believe if we're going to live in a free and fair country, everybody must be judged equally on their merits.
Equally on their merits, Mr. Van Rompuy. The police drove around to different restaurants so the Sikh could get a halal meal that night, but didn't believe Henry was stabbed and cuffed him for allegedly being racist. It's just crazy.
Today, the far-right's leader Tommy Robinson rallied troops outside Southampton police station, declaring institutional bias. But claims of two-tier policing in favour of minorities clash with numerous government reports, who are now being asked to review rules around ceremonial weapons. As division widens, the consensus is over the concern on police conduct. Of the 4 officers at the scene, 3 are still serving and not subject to any restrictions.
When did this happen? When did this break? Anybody know? Dude, Rob covered this in a way better and in more detail than this shit summary. Then go watch that. I'm completely ignorant on how the UK Parliament works, where they're all standing up and down yelling at each other. Could you clarify what is going on? Yeah, they have a bizarre parliamentary system, and it's like even their debate system is rooted in a bizarre way inside of their parliament. But they use a tiered voting system where they have voting rounds with MPs. It is bizarre. Canadians could actually describe it for you way better because they have the same parliamentary system. Thomas the guy says, cheers, Andrew. Thanks. Appreciate it.
And now another trial looms for Henry Novak's killer.
Today, Vikram Digwa was back in courts facing additional charges of possession of an offensive
Happened in December of 2025. Well, that's not very recent.
weapon. He appeared in court alongside Moga Singh and Gurpreet.
Oh, not you, Andrew, was talking about the supposed British dude. Oh, I see. I understand now. Sorry. My bad. My pink tax good, sir? Yes, it is. The killer's family lied as well and said Henry was the aggressor. They should be locked up and kicked out.
Digwa.
Vikram Digwa will appear before the magistrate's court again on June 9th. He, his father and brother are yet to enter a plea.
Well, our senior political correspondent Paul McNamara is in Westminster now. Paul, what have MPs been saying about all this?
Yeah, well, the Home Secretary should buy.
I'm so pissed I can't find the clip. Damn it. Maybe I'll find it eventually. This Spencer and Andrew are both scumbags. No, get out of here. He's formidable. Nick, is your last name Fuentes? Has Nick been making a fool of himself for the past hour? Yeah. Yeah, the idiot has a chip on his shoulder. Nothing. Is your last name Wilson? I don't know. Dude, okay. I don't know what's going on here in this chat. Are y'all just bickering with each other? Is that what's going on here?
Mahmood appeared to give a statement in comments earlier on. There were questions and answers after that. As Simeon mentioned, though, there is an investigation into Hampshire and the Isle of Wight Constabulary's handling of this case. That investigation has been conducted by the IOPC, the Independent Office for Police Conduct.
Wait. What does the chat say? I've heard about big bad legend Richard Spencer. Never heard him actually talk. Was not expecting him to be so fruity and whiny. Men actually listen to this guy. Glad he got exposed. Andrew W.
Lay on the pavement bleeding out and told officers who showed up that he had been stabbed and that he couldn't breathe. And the officer's response was that, "Don't think you have, mate." And as he took his last breaths, he was handcuffed by the officers when he was visibly in distress, whilst his killer stood a few feet away. Now, in this video, we're going to go through some of the context as to just why people are so unbelievably angry.
Okay, now I'm watching Andrew watch Jake Rattlesnake. Hey, dude, okay, we're going back to this.
The whole thing.
The win thing is the conspiracy. Like people.
The whole everything that went wrong, and I mentioned all these things. I remember going through them, but like really vetting it because I wanted to get it right. But it is true that the milk vetch. Again, it sounds so Yiddish. It just by whatever its contribution to the fire was not worth it because the fire. For a city that thinks it's so environmentally this and that, the fire is the worst thing for the environment. It set we made 20 years of progress with what we did with cars and it undid it all in one fire. And I still see, I have this little thing on my desk. I've made fun of it before because it tells you, how the air quality is. And it says on the bottom, congratulations, you've achieved excellent air quality. Like, I fucking need my ass kissed by this fucking thing every day. Okay, but I see so many days when it's like, why? Why is, because when things are good, the little face of the man is green and smiling. And then many days he's like yellow and does not look happy. And then sometimes, when I smoke pot in the room, he's orange. He's very angry at the pot. He's like, ah. But no, I mean, why so many days? And I think this is it. It's the smoke is worse than it would have been better to kill the milk vetch, I think is what we're saying. That should be your campaign slogan, by the way. Just use that as, you're selling yourself as the common sense guy. Right. Pratt hates milk vetch. That's the message you want to get out. Kamala had, we're going to give prisoners tits. This is your thing. Okay? You got to have something people can hook onto, bro.
The problem is there's only certain communities that care about that. There's people that do not care that the Palisades burn down because they don't get the Hollywood Hills can burn down, Tahunga, Sunland, Bel Air. These people don't care about these places burning down. And that's where all this milk vetch and dead brush. People in South Central and Eagle Rock, these people don't care about the milk vetch. So I'm stopping naked drug addicts in front of your kids. That's my get behind thing. That's my winning.
Well, in that case, those
Cheers.
People are your...
Cheers.
Yes, good to
Thank
see you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. But in that case, those people are your allies because we're united against the milk vetch. I'm telling you.
No, milk. I'm anti-milk veg. I'm as mayor.
You think you are?
Trust me.
I'm a much more of a hawk on the milk veg than
Trust
you are.
me.
Extremism in the defense of killing the milk veg is no vice.
Here's the other thing. Obviously, if you're an environmental person, you don't care when the house is burned down. You don't care when the people burn down. But do they not care about all the animals? We lost all the coyotes. We lost the lizards, the snakes, the whole...
And let's not leave out the parrots.
And the hummingbirds. All my hummingbirds died too.
Okay.
Damn. I had like 1,000.
Damn.
Okay, let's not. Come on, it's a happy campaign.
Oh, I didn't know. This was like
I thought you were trying to win this fucking thing. You got to be like Reagan, Sonny.
People are done with Sonny.
But you were always a Republican, right? This isn't a conversion.
So no, this is a great story.
Oh, great. Let's hear it.
Before we hear it, when he says they killed my hummingbirds, you guys don't understand. Richard Spencer actually was taming his hummingbirds. Like, look at this dude. Look at this. You just got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hummingbirds right there chilling with him. And they died. You know how pure of like a soul you have to have with your like for birds? I mean, this is like Disney princess level shit right here. Okay? And they killed his birds.
So I was a very hated personality. I'm still hated by a big segment. It's
That's
not
what
like,
I know about you.
So that's for sure. So when you're very hated, you get a lot of threats, especially when people didn't know reality TV wasn't real. So I would get a lot of death threats. I would have security to try to.
Okay, just help me.
I'm gonna give you this.
I know, but I gotta set it because like I have to admit to you, before you ran from there, very sketchy. I knew you were. I'm sorry to say this, but here's what I knew. I knew the name douchebag. Some reality show. I couldn't have named it with a gun to my head, but I know now because I read about you in the paper. It was the OC. No, the Hills.
Yes.
Was that a spin-off from the OC?
Kind of.
Okay.
The OC was a scripted show.
Anyway, some douchebag white kids, like in those kind of places in Southern California. That's what I knew, and you were like the king douchebag. I'm just saying what I knew. And by the way, I've been called a douchebag too.
I'm fine with this title.
I know.
The lady on CBS says I was actually a douche canoe.
What's that?
I had never heard it until CBS Morning Show.
A canoe?
A douche canoe.
I don't get it.
I didn't either, but I guess it's an upgraded douche, I think.
God, CBS is in trouble.
You get the best douche.
Okay, so that's all I know. So now I place you. I never believe anything, by the way. People call me names. Like I always say, everybody's a monster till you talk to them. And that's why I want to talk to you. Because that's what I knew. And now we have this new you. So tell me what you were going to tell me.
Yeah, so rewind. When I was 20, I was at USC studying political science. I see the Osbournes on. They get $25 million. So I call my friend Brody Jenner, whose dad was David Foster. And I said, can I film a reality show about you guys?
You went too fast. David
Foster, the music producer.
I know him.
So
Who's the kid?
Brody Jenner.
He's
Caitlyn Jenner's son.
Caitlyn Jenner's son.
So
when Caitlyn was Bruce married to Chris. Okay.
Correct.
I'm glad everything always comes back to the Kardashians.
Yeah, so
because it wouldn't be America if it didn't.
So it happened. So I sold this to Fox at 20 years old. And then that show got
you sold
as executive producer, creator.
Oh, wow.
And then Foster advised me to be like Simon Cowell, which I didn't understand. It's like the villain. So I leaned into that. But Simon Cowell got to be the villain because he was telling people how not to sing. And I just was the villain just as a douchebag.
Right.
So I leaned into that and it was very profitable. But what happened is people took it very real. And obviously I kept leaning in because I was chasing ratings bonuses and I was all in on my character.
But this is reality.
People took it very serious back then. This is pre-Instagram. X hadn't even dropped his Twitter.
Yeah, he was the biggest villain. He was like the Laguna Hills, like the LA villain douche. And he talks and he brought all the receipts on TikTok about how that entire show was fake and like how scripted it was.
You're watching The Box, 5 million people think that's real. So I was getting all these death threats. So obviously my security's like, you need to get a gun. So I get a gun. And then as I am a gun owner with my wife, in Los Angeles, to have a gun, you need a CCW. So that's a concealed carry weapons permit. Very hard to get. And the only people that supported a CCW was the Republican Party. All I cared about politically was to protect my wife and then my kids. That's my only political thing I'm connected to.
So you're that voter who they always interview. What are the issues important to you? Because the rest of the world can go fuck itself. What are the issues important to me?
Safe.
My God. Okay, so that was the issue important to you. It could have been abortion, could have been something else.
It was
but
guns.
to you, it was just a gun.
To keep my wife safe, and then kids. Then people don't realize I'm also, again, from LA.
It's perfect. It's perfect, dude. Yeah, I was getting death threats. I wanted a gun, and I had to do this license, and they didn't support my right to have a gun, so I was Republican. It's perfect. And the reason why it's perfect is because it's literally that simple. And everybody has this like 5-minute conspiratorial speech whenever it comes to this, because they feel like they have to justify it. They feel like they have to explain themselves. Then they have to create, a bigger villain, a bigger enemy. And then, you completely lose the plot. This right here, yeah, dude, death threats, want to protect my wife, want to protect my family, want to protect my life. And the only people who were supporting that was Republicans. So that's why I'm a Republican. But kind of, whatever. I just want to be able to protect myself.
I don't know a single Republican. I went to Crossroads. I grew up here from the Palisades. Every single one of my friends is a Democrat.
Right.
All the people I talk to all day long, my whole life, are Democrats. My older sister is the most progressive Democrat in maybe California. I don't do this party stuff. I didn't care about it. I was trying to be famous. If you talk about politics, from my perspective, respectfully to people who talk about politics, they're trying to be famous. It's a lose-lose. You're going to piss off half people. I was just trying to get on shows and just be casted. So I never did politics, and I only cared about anything.
But now do you care about all the issues?
No,
or
no, I don't.
Wait, Spencer, cut. That's wrong answer. Okay, we got to. Now the candidate, candidate was had a rough night, and
I care about safety safety, the lights being on, potholes. What a mayor should care about. If it's legal, I'm gonna. It is legal. I'm gonna be enforcing. You can't be smoking. I don't want you smoking in front of kids at the park. Oh. I'll be enforcing. If you're smoking that in front of a kid at a swing, I'll be getting you as mayor. No more drugs around kids at parks and
dude. More just like common sense W's here, dude.
Schools, in front of daycares, even if it's illegal pot. We need to have a society of consequences again. I never thought growing up I could smoke a blunt in front of a kid at the park. Now that happens. Moms do not want their kids that are like 5 years old.
There's a special kind of panic.
Dude, what an ad placement right there. Phenomenal. Just mid-conversation. What the freaky? Dude, I'm not going to lie. That was a stereotype for Bill Maher's ethnicity, and it's not the Irish part.
Before. You know where? Strip clubs. You ever talk to a stripper about politics? It's awesome because they don't know what the right answer is supposed to be. And you know what they come out very often? More conservative. They're like, why should I I work hard for my money. Why should that be it's like, and I'm like, that's what conservatives say. Oh no, I'm a liberal. Yeah, you think you're a liberal, but you just don't know about anything. You don't know the issues. You don't know stuff like that. And this is just your reaction to stuff. Taxes, no taxes on tips. I'll vote for Trump tomorrow because that's the issue that's important to them. And you can't blame people for that. We're all just trying to live our own lives. And the issues that are important to you just have to hope that and I think you're onto something. This is why everybody's asked me about you. People are having the same feeling. You're not a guy who overthinks this, and they're not. And that works better. This is a state that is constantly overthinking everything and overregulating everything. Trust me, I know. I did whole bits about how it took me 3 years to get the solar turned on. Solar, something they want you to have.
But now they're taxing you, I think, for having it.
They are?
I think so.
What do you mean you think so?
I think, I don't need to know about solar,
Okay,
I need to focus on making sure the moms are safe and the animals are not being abused. That's my party.
I know, but if you're the mayor...
the solar panels, that's going to be somebody I'm hiring. That's my deputy mayor is going to worry about the solar panels.
No, Spencer, I got bad news.
Yeah.
If you're the mayor, you are going to have to learn some of these issues more.
Solar panels. We're about 3 years from worrying about solar panels. We need to get all the naked drug addicts off of the sidewalks, and then I can worry about solar panels.
But we can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
With the state of LA right now, the solar panels, you're gonna spit that gum out. I love the idea of getting the drug addicts treatment and giving them job opportunities. And if we need more solar panels, personally, I think we got to investigate the LADWP, why you even need a solar panel. You pay so much money for regular electricity that we got to check why our rates are going up 10% plus every month and we're not getting better electricity. Alkaline water is not coming out of our tap. So I'll get back to you on the solar panels, but
Yeah, dude, exactly. Hey, what a perfect response. We have naked drug addicts running around the street, and moms are not safe, and people are doing drugs in front of children. And Bill Maher goes, have you heard about these damn solar panels? These dams, you really, I mean, you gotta walk and chew gum at the same time. Dude, you are missing the plot. You are missing the plot. And the thing is here, Bill Maher might be rich enough to where he actually doesn't see it, but I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. I bet he does see it, and he just doesn't really care that much. He's got his Escalade, somebody drives him around, he's probably got security wherever he goes, right? It's like, this doesn't bother him. He's like, oh, damn, these solar panels. Meanwhile, Spencer doesn't have a house. Spencer doesn't have a house, and Bill Maher's like, what about solar panels? And Spencer's like, dude, my mom's house burnt down, and my neighbor burned alive in her house, and I'm living in a trailer right now. What the hell are you talking about, solar panels? Perfect, dude.
it's a little, my totem pole is make sure people don't have home invasions every single night.
Right.
Make sure you're not losing your whole suspension
Well,
because we haven't fixed a road. I'm basic. That's
Yeah.
why I'm resonating. Common sense,
Yes, you're
basic
right.
stuff. People that are struggling to live in LA right now because it's so expensive and they're stepping in human poop, they don't care about your problem with the solar panel right now. But they may, once I get rid of the poop and I make it more affordable to live, then they may want solar panels. But like my schedule, I'm going to do this for 8 years. So we got a lot of time to learn about your issues.
8 years.
I'm going to be mayor for 8 years.
Oh, I see. We're looking ahead.
Once I'm going to be the best mayor ever for 4 years.
It was excited for the debate. Do you anticipate there will be a follow-up? No, I don't. I do not anticipate there being a follow-up. If you can't step into the ring and do it honorably, then there's no point of putting you in the ring, you know? It's like you have your boxing gloves on, but underneath the boxing gloves are brass knuckles. Like, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to box anymore. It was very, very poor taste. And yeah, dude, and then Andrew's gone, can't even defend himself, and it's like, now you're gonna like bash him to me? And I told you from the get-go that I had respect for them. And then I talk about how it's virtuous that Andrew adopts children, loves them like his own, how this is a selfless act, and you say, what? That's cuck stuff. It's like, there is no conversation to be had. If you don't understand the virtue and sacrifice, then like, get out of here. Get out of here. We can't have a conversation at that point. So yeah, no, I don't. Richard said he was done with me, and he went like this. He said, I'm done with you, Josiah. I'm not going to do the voice he did because I said my estrogen MIGs would go up, so.
Then they're going to just be like, please, Spencer, come back for 4
you're
more.
a guy who knows his priorities. You know, in a general sense, I don't think you're wrong. And again, lots of people agree. I mean, anytime any polity is ruled by one party, it's not good. Not even if you are a Democrat, you have to understand that it's not good because you need the check on the other. People do tend to get drunk with power when they have all of it, and they just go way toward one. The ship just tilts toward one side too many, and that's what has happened with the state of California. I mean, it's funny because this state. You know, look, I've lived here since 1983. I fucking loved it. I've said it many times. This city sucked my dick on the first date. It just did. I just fell in love with it right away. Grew up on the East Coast, but, you know, and I get very chauvinistic about it. You know, when I hear people, oh, California, you're this and you're that. Like, fuck you. You know what? First of all, We are in an industry that...
Bro's like, this city sodomized me on the first date, which oral is sodomy, by the way. This city sodomized me on the first date. Pfft, people talk shit about Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, L.A. And F you. This place is epic. All right, bro. All right. Timothy, there certainly is a conversation to be had. You are making a moral critique of Richard. His moral framework is what would make the debate interesting. That's what I thought too. It just didn't. It just is not. It's not a possibility. You have to actually be willing to not just like be a chaos agent. You know, Richard knows what a debate is. He's not retarded. He knows what he was doing. And then he ran away whenever I told him that what he did wasn't cool and that like he needed to stop this. So yeah, I mean, it's like you can't force somebody to do their job. You got to fire them, you know.
That you patronize probably more than anything else. Without us, you'd have to talk to your family at night. We make the things you watch. Shut the fuck up, eat your popcorn. You know, we're also an industry, by the way, that never is asking for any help from the government. You know, we make our own money. You know, we're not like corn farmers, you know, or the oil people when they're having a bad year, or the auto industry, or the whole fucking state of Alaska. We never ask for a dime because our product works, especially overseas.
Yeah, and I would say that's one of the problems with this business is we should have fought for these tax credits, these post-production tax credits. Why is people in England getting uncapped tax credits or Massachusetts? So yes, that's true, but we should have been saying, hey, no, we need these tax credits here. We need the support of the government. We bring the cool to LA. We make tourism comes to LA because they saw Baywatch or they saw, that was the problem. We were so, as entertainers, we should have been more, give us a piece of the pie because we let them make it so the business did get hijacked. And
I have heard that it's cheaper to shoot LA anywhere but LA. You have to find a city that can double as LA because with the taxes and the regulations and the unions and extras have to be whatever it is. They just made it. And many businesses have left this state. Do you have a plan for that? I mean, all the business.
Well, you ready for this?
Yeah, I am ready.
It goes back to we have a totem pole now. I didn't call it a totem pole. But the reason why everyone's leaving.
I'm not sure you're supposed to say totem pole anymore. Anything with the Indians is always very touchy.
Native
Americans. Even when it's a compliment. You know, the Braves.
Okay.
How dare you?
Pyramid. Can't do pyramid, maybe.
Yeah, that's the Egyptians. Jesus Christ, don't you have a
on my chart. So when you start with safety, you make things safe again. Right now, because now, everyone's coming to meet with me because there's a lot of people who believe I'm winning. So the
like
people that don't want me telling you who they are.
Really?
Yes, they're all coming to meet with me. And the problem with
are you talking about business leaders?
Anybody you would think would never meet with me is now meeting with me. The list is mind-boggling.
Suddenly the douchebag is the big man on
and I'm fine. I have no judgment. You didn't like me before. You still don't like me. You want LA to be number one. That's great.
It takes a douchebag to kill a milk veg. That is what
that's my
said.
Bumper sticker.
And there you go. There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
And it's the bureaucracy of this city that does not want to let these people put their money in here, and they don't want to invest in LA because we allow the naked drug addicts in front of the hotels.
Wait, you keep saying that.
You got to realize,
are they really naked?
Butt naked. If you give me your phone number, I will send you 1,000 naked drug addict videos a week.
I don't have to think about that one. No. I do not want
my phone.
you sending me naked pictures.
I can't even look at my phone anymore because the whole city sends me their naked drug addict content.
Again, I don't mean to be the campaign manager, but just don't offer to send naked pictures to anybody.
Their videos.
At least until the campaign is over. Then send all the naked pictures you want.
Their videos.
Look, Eric Swalwell came to me once. No, I'm kidding. Okay,
So
He's just like,
if you make the streets safe
wait,
and clean
wait.
again, and
He like
you
choked on his glass when he made that joke about Eric Swalwell. That's so funny. Wait, watch.
They're
You watch.
videos. They're
Look,
videos.
Eric Swalwell came to me once. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
So
So
if you make the streets safe and clean again, and you welcome investment, so let's say this group of very successful people that want to invest in downtown LA, they offer to buy up 40 blocks, put affordable housing, mid-level housing, nice, and they come to Mayor Bass with this deck that now I've been presented. Mayor Bass says, oh, well, you can put all the homeless people in these buildings. No, we want to put the working people in the city of LA. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. The homeless, drug addict people do not need beds. They need treatment, mandatory treatment. You cannot, I've grown up in LA. I know about addicts. I know about addiction. You cannot give a drug addict a bed and say, here's this bed. You could offer them any bed in the city. They don't want a bed. They want a new high. They want some new fentanyl. They want some new super meth. We need to get these people help to get them sober. Then we get them the beds and the sheltering and the community and the rehab. But this program that's cost $24 billion of our tax money has increased homeless. So that's how I win, because I say, hey, everybody, this isn't working. We all know it, and we're paying for the destruction of our own city. But they can't say it because they won't get reelected, because they're deep in this failure. They would be better off to just say, hey, this didn't work. We're going to pivot. We tried this one, but we have a new plan. But they can't. My opponents will say, we need more beds. We need more beds. These beds cost $100,000 a bed.
Yeah,
So,
it always comes back to them and their excuse is that they don't have enough money. It's always the same script. Well, if we could have $1.5 million for XYZ, if we could have $100 million for XYZ, then we could get this done. It's always the same exact script with the Democrats.
I've said this before, and I feel like the conventional wisdom answer to it that I get is that it's for this reason unfeasible, for this reason unfeasible, blah, blah, blah. Tell me why, as someone who's running and is going to inherit this problem for 8 years, tell me why it's not feasible for the homeless answer to be, one, you can't stay on the streets. I'm sorry, you just can't, because the streets are public and the people need that, and it's just for a million reasons. It's disease, and it's just not right. It's just not your right. This is not a alternative lifestyle, homelessness, okay, which is how the woke have turned it into. Like I always say, old school liberals, we thought the compassionate thing was to get them off the street, not to enable them to stay on the street, like they're an endangered species in their natural habitat. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay, so that's A, you can't stay on the street. B, why can't there be barracks, for lack of a better word? But yes, barracks. And they say, well, it's unsafe in there. Hey, how much would it cost to hire a security guard for literally every row of the barracks? Is that going to cost $24 billion? I know some guys who will do it for like $28 an hour, you know? Just make it safe. Why is that so impossible to make a homeless shelter safe? Because you have to put people somewhere where the doctors can come in, or the specialists, whoever's going to wean them off the drugs. You're right, treatment. But we can't treat them on the street, and we don't want to give them hotel rooms. That's crazy. You have to go to a place, a humane place. This is not some sort of Nazi program. You're off the street, you have a roof over your heads. We will make it safe, feed you, get you back on your feet. We can watch you and make sure there's no drugs getting in here. Again, this is something that's impossible in prisons, impossible to stop. I bet they could do it in Saudi Arabia, because they'd cut your hands off if you did it. Not that I'm suggesting that, but you could.
So you just described, which I know you have not watched, my 8-minute video describing exactly my plan.
It's so funny how somebody like Richard Spencer can basically get Bill Maher to sound more and more right by just keeping things real simple. And like I said when we started this is like a case study to me in regards to how James Fishback is doing it and how how Spencer Pratt is doing it. James Fishback, which, his wife follows me on Instagram, and I think, they like the Moody's. So, take this as constructive criticism, but James Fishback is far too focused on things that don't matter. And he has to reach to some extent because DeSantis has done a pretty damn good job with Florida. But that's the problem. If you can't identify something that's simple, that's just common sense, that just makes you should not be in this position. In fact, what did James Fishback say? He's going to give $1 billion for somebody who does, can bring back the oranges. Watch this. Hold on. This is good. What did he say? $1 billion. James Fishback, oranges, $1 billion. Dude, something's up with my search engine because every single time I go onto X to search something, it doesn't work. Anyways, we're going to continue with this until I find it.
You go to the federal government, you say, there's so much beautiful nature with these trees. You take a big piece of land. Right now, Mayor Bass will say there's only 42,000 people living on the street. The RAND Corporation will say it's 30% higher. Let's say it's 70,000 people. Right now, it's cheaper to literally build an entire facility. They'll go, it's a concentration camp. No. They have insane, cheaper, prefabricated homes that actually look like houses with little fences. You could build enough of these. You could build miles of these. You put the facilities with the medical people. Some people are veterans. That's their corner of this beautiful place where, of course, the media is going to come watch and try to be like, Spencer's doing this. Come look. They can be riding around in golf carts. They can be eating Erewhon there. We have enough money to have combo plates for home. No, that's how much we spend. I'm just saying.
Erewhon.
But my point is,
just really
my point is, there's that.
Bridge so far.
My point is, we spend that much money to have them live in their own feces and die, that we can have them living up like kings. And there, we get them sober. We give them we teach them how to clear the milk vetch. They come back, and they're gonna do fire breaks for the fire department.
See, this as an economic policy is just hitting, right? It just makes sense. It's smooth, right? This is like McAllen, politics and economics. Now you tell me if this is comparable, okay?
Here's my solution as Florida governor. Any scientist in the world who wants to develop a strand of citrus that is impervious to greening, we're going to pay you $1 billion cash. If you can prove, and we'll grow it and we'll do it for 18 months. If there's a scientist or a group of scientists in the world who want to step up and actually solve a problem that has torn asunder entire communities, it's unemployed men and women, hollowed out entire towns across my state, we're going to pay you $1 billion because what that industry represented, that would merely be an investment in bringing back the number one thing that put my state on the map.
No, that is absolutely right.
Here's my solution.
What? You're going to give $1 billion if somebody can scientifically modify citrus to where it never greens? What? Anyways, we'll continue the case study.
Department. We're going to teach them how to help come clean the trash so they can work with sanitation. We need to get people off the street, get them sober, and give them the opportunity to then have a job. Ready for the best part? 60% of the people in Los Angeles that are experiencing homelessness, they're ready. No, they're not from California. They've been brought here by NGOs that profit off of this homeless industrial complex. Medicaid.
Wait. They've been brought here?
They've been brought here.
Who did that?
Body brokers bring these people here.
From where?
All across the country. If you're an addict, you can come to LA and get these rehabs and use your Medicaid. You have a social security.
It's also, if you're going to be, shall we say, outdoors your whole life, it's better to be here than in Minneapolis.
100%. So a lot of
I
these
think that's
people,
part of the attraction. I don't know if this is a big plot.
No,
Do you think this is a big...
There's a big part where this is, I talk to these people who are now sober, off fentanyl, off meth, and they say they got literally brought here through a rehab, trying to get out drugs. Their money runs out, boom, left on the street. This is multiple stories of this. So
Boy,
that's
that Tim Waltz. He never stops being evil.
so
Fucker. Sending the fucking people.
I don't know what
It's
state
like-
they're from exactly, but they're not from LA. So again, whether they go to this amazing facility that we have that has all these resources for treatment, not let you die in your feces on fentanyl, but you may want to go back to Oklahoma and we help facilitate getting you, now that you're sober, you probably have a mom, you probably have a cousin. If you don't, I was in South Central the other day, this mom came up to me crying, she goes, my daughter is not homeless. I hate when people say that. She has a home, our family loves her, but she's addicted to meth right now on Skid Row. She needs help to get off the meth so she can come home. There's a lot of these people that if you get off the drugs, they have a place
And
to
they would go back to Oklahoma.
Maybe it's not Oklahoma, but
Georgia.
Hers was South Central.
You
This
know
lady.
what? Remember the song Midnight Train to Georgia?
They're just-
He's leaving.
they're just not-
on that midnight train to
sounds like a
Georgia.
hit.
You know why? He came out here to be a big star. Didn't work out. But Gladys Knight is sticking by him. But he's leaving on that midnight train to Georgia.
I don't know about that train, but
She'd
I'll tell
rather
you,
be with him than to live here in LA, she says.
LA is amazing if you.
It is amazing.
Yeah, it is,
I've
and
lived-
I'm fighting
I'm
because I
telling
love
you.
this place so much.
Me
I only
too.
wanted to be famous. Again, let's rewind because when I grew up, being famous in LA was the greatest thing you could do in the world. The restaurants, the red
Yes.
carpets, the club, all that's gone. Anyone that I know that obviously doesn't
All
say
that's
they
not
know me,
gone.
the
Rest-
clubs are gone. The restaurants are closing 100 at a time a year.
There's no clubs. And I
There's
haven't
50% less club. I mean, I was with last night with one of the biggest club promoters at the Dodger game since we were 20 years old. He's been
Wow.
in the game. I know the club game. This is my douchebag expertise. This
Hey,
is the nightlife.
let me tell you something.
It's struggling.
Let me tell you something, pal. When I was in the club, and I mean the club, I would say those were my douchebag years. Because if you're in the club, you are probably engaging in douchey behavior. It's just a douchey place.
I'll never hate on the club.
No,
I met
I
my
mean-
wife in the club, so you can have love. We met on the dance floor in the club.
I met a lot of good times in the club.
All right,
I'm
but
not saying
I'm
you
just
shouldn't be
saying,
in the club.
You can find your wife in the club.
You found your wife in the
I had privilege, club privilege, on the dance floor.
Club privilege. Where was that
On
one?
Sunset.
What
like
year is this?
2007, 2006.
Okay, I was probably out of the clubs by then. Not by a.
This is my lunch and dinner. Thank you
Right.
very much. This is,
Oh, good.
cheer.
Well, I'm having a good time.
You know,
I hope you are too.
Lunch and dinner, okay, is the alcohol. So he's actually getting tipsy. He's getting there, which is actually cool. Okay, listen, it's not cool to do it all the time, right? But it's interesting that he would do it while with Bill Maher, because to some extent it's like a truth serum. You can start to see who he is, and he holds up. He stays authentic. Most politicians try to hide this because their drinking self is like a very scary person. I mean, not like super scary, but like you start to see the real them, and that's not, like, could you imagine Gavin Newsom drunk? Patrick Bateman, but not in a cool way. Trust.
When your producer sat me down, he's like, here's your filtered water we poured for you. Here's your favorite organic tequila. I was like, where am I? It was like, this is
You're
the
at
best,
Club Random,
this is
bro.
the best podcast I've ever done.
It is.
It's great.
Thank you. But yeah, no, I mean, that's the other thing I know about you is your wife. And at one time, I mean, look, I hate to put it this way, but what I remember about this story was huge tits. Either
She's had 3. They are now regular size.
What is the state of the tits?
They're not what you'd call huge.
But they were at one point.
At one time, they
okay.
were.
So what happened there?
I think I've witnessed it as firsthand. When you're talking to a plastic surgeon, their version of minor, like, oh, this is they use the word minor. I don't think how ChatGPT or Claude would say minor is. So I think that was the disconnect with the word minor.
Why are we using words like minor in a medical situation? Don't we use words like centimeter? Shouldn't we be using...
What I've learned from being around plastic surgery is there's no such thing as a minor surgery. And that's a life lesson I can pass on.
If you're going to a plastic surgeon who's using vague, flowery words like that, this is a quack. I mean, even bras have sizes. A cup, B cup, C cup, D cup, right? I mean, if they can do it with bras, this guy is more vague than a bra.
R.I.P.
Like,
he passed away.
if
He's
I was
dead.
getting my tits done, I would know exactly what they were going to look like and how big they would be.
Well,
and it
if,
reminds
you
me, I
know,
have an appointment.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I am sure we can get you a good deal.
Okay, but so then she had breast reduction?
Yeah, she did.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't think you respectfully would notice anything.
I respectfly wouldn't comment or believe me.
Well, you brought it up, so I just tell you.
Well, I just
You know, no,
it's because I'm telling you, this is like my history
Your
of you.
algorithm is unique.
No, but my history of you is like 2007 douchebag, and then years of nothing. You're kind of like Jesus. We know about his birth, and then suddenly he's on his ministry. We know nothing about his teenage years. I think he was a very awkward teenager, bad skin, that Jufro he had.
Who,
you know,
Jesus
yeah,
or me?
Probably,
I was going to say, I
probably-
used to get a lot of facials. I had
Probably
great
bad
skin.
at sports, but yeah, but
Probably not, actually, because those are all byproducts of sin, which he didn't have any of. You know what's crazy about the whole breast conversation? And this is going to sound crazy, but like, I'm sure they actually paid for their breasts. I saw this the other day. Oh my, this will blow your mind. Check this out. This is crazy, okay? So this is a transgender, okay?
How much does your transition shit cost?
Hormones?
Yes, how much does it cost?
Well, I just got back on Medicaid.
Hormones,
so it's
but
free.
no, you got tits as well.
Those were free.
You did your
Those were
nails,
free.
Nails? Why?
Because my body is priceless.
No, how was it free?
Oh, Colorado taxpayers.
Colorado taxpayers are paying for the fake boobs of a transgender? This was mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
Not federal, right? Just Colorado?
I don't.
I
maybe
hope not, because I
federal.
just wrote a $4 million check the other day to the IRS.
I
If
don't
that's
know.
paying for literal
I don't-
titties,
this was
what are we
years
doing?
ago. This was years
I have
ago.
nothing wrong with trans, but why am I paying for people's
No,
boob
don't
jobs?
get me wrong. I don't think it should happen either, but I did abuse the system. Because why would I pay for it if I can get it for free?
The government, the taxpayers paid for your tits?
I mean, I pay taxes too.
How much is your...
Dude, crazy idea, right? Crazy idea. What if you just didn't pay taxes and then you had to pay for your own? Because I guarantee this person who just said that they qualify for Medicare is not, or Medicaid, free health insurance, is not making or not paying more than $10,000 in taxes. So that would mean, and I think breast implants cost way more. Net negative on the system. Crazy.
But that whole swath of time disappears. What happened between like when the show went off and the mayoral run?
How long is this podcast?
No, I'm
Okay.
just-
My most successful thing of my career is I started the #1 crystal business online, and I was making $250,000 a month selling beautiful gemstones.
Okay, before he gets into the whole like gemstone thing, which he has a funny twist on this. The reason why he disappeared in 2007, I'm pretty sure, is because he saw Alex Jones while he was on vacation in Hawaii, and they talked about the vaccines. Like, this was like in 2007, so it's not like mRNA vaccines. Talked about the vaccines, talked about the one world order, and basically, like, I mean, went off on the entire system, essentially, and then was fired and has been on Alex Jones a few more times. So his disappearance he was one of the earliest cases of cancel culture, frankly. And I know why he doesn't lean into that more, because developing that like victim complex, it's not a winning strategy. It's quite obnoxious, actually. He does it well with the houses because that is actually legitimate, but to do that with so many different things, it can get like cringe. Now, remember what he said about the guns, right? Okay. He said, I just want to protect my wife, protect my family. Okay. Let's once again go back and compare this to James Fishback. I'm sorry. I want to keep on doing this. All right. This is James Fishback on guns.
If you threaten our campaign, if you lay hands on a single one of our volunteers, if you come back to this home and our staff, our volunteers are working hard, we're not waiting for the police. We're going to shoot you with an AR-15, sight on scene, 5.56. Yeah! That's what we're going to do.
What are we doing
It's very
here?
simple. Shall not be infringed. We have a right to self-defense as this campaign. We will never compromise that right. If you threaten our...
Okay, like, I get it. I do. I really do get it. At the same time, dude, Richard Spencer just said, yeah, well, I was getting death threats, wanted to own a gun, you know, so I became a Republican, got a gun to protect my family. This is next level in like in way more of a grifty way. It just like has like an off taste to it. You know, it feels weird.
Really?
And then the pandemic hit. And I was no longer an essential business and had to close up my 18 employee, you know, it was a life-changing thing because this was it for my family. So that
pandemics are so rough on crystals.
It-
You
it
know what I
was.
mean?
On families.
It's just like it's
On
the
families.
first thing to go. What you know, and isn't it a health thing? Isn't it?
I tried to fight it, say these are medicinal for some people.
No, but aren't they? Don't people?
There's people that definitely believe.
But
that-
you don't. You were just selling
Well,
it for aesthetic.
You know, I love them, and I always like to believe they have energy. But when they all burned in my house, all the ones I spent millions of dollars for
oh
years,
Christ! Gotta let go of this fire.
you know,
we've all
I'm
had
just saying that the protection energy I thought they
I
had.
know.
I had a lot
Oh.
of black tourmaline by the front
Well,
door.
that's-
I had the tiger's eye. So the fact they all went up, I said these didn't protect anything.
It's asking a lot of a crystal to protect from a fire of that size.
you
I'm
know,
just saying that you're
I
asking.
had a lot of them.
Did you
I
say
had thousands of them.
tiger's eye?
Tiger's eye is a protection.
That's one of
energy.
them?
It's definitely, yeah.
What is tiger's eye? Is there a
Looks-
specific thing that it does?
Protection energy.
But just protection. But others do other things like.
Yeah, of course. Like kunzite, which is one of my
Who?
favorite crystals.
What?
Kunzite.
I'm not saying it. Okay.
K-U-
Oh no.
K-U-N-Z-I-T-E.
I don't. You can spell it any way you want. I am not spending any
It's for
political
your,
capital
it's for
on
your
that.
heart chakra.
Oh, I'm sure
so
it
it
is.
opens up your heart.
Oh, I'm sure it is. It'll open up Twitter.
Allegedly.
Is what it'll open up.
Well, that's my
So
favorite.
what
It's
is this?
pink.
What does it do for you?
It opens your heart chakra. Again, this
Oh.
is what they say.
Okay, but you're selling them. You don't.
No,
sell
I don't
yeah.
sell them with the. I let
Oh,
you.
I see. Oh, I see.
There's also people that love them because they're rare earth minerals. So the same person that loves a fossil
And-
loves stones because,
Do-
like, my collection would have been in a museum when I died. It would have said the Pratt family at the Natural History Museum. That's the type of collection I
So
had.
do you just keep them near you, or
That's totally. Oh, dude, you know who did that? Hank from Breaking Bad. Whenever he got shot, and he was just like looking at crystals and like ordering them. That's Richard Spencer. He's like a Hank, dude. That's so funny.
or do you put them up your ass?
There's definitely people that put them up their behinds. That's a thing for
What?
sure.
Oh,
But
I'm so glad now that you're running for
you know,
mayor. We're not
no,
saying ass. Of all the things, Spencer, to draw the line. I do not countenance this sort of
I just want
depravity.
this to be, I know my algorithm, and if I say that, we'll get, it won't hit the feed.
That's the smartest thing you've said.
Well, I
That's,
just-
no, that you're so right.
It's true.
Always look ahead to what those assholes in the media will cover, because they never cover the right things. They are just so craven. And what's worse is they know better. They very often know what's important, and sometimes they don't because they're also stupid. So they're going to cover the stupidest, lowest fucking thing to get the most amount of clicks. So you're very wise to do that, to go, no, I'm not going to give you that. And
I give them enough.
You give them enough.
I give them enough.
Right.
But I'm not going to give them.
But boy, am I in trouble tonight. But I'm in trouble every night. I don't care.
I don't think so. You're sitting with I'm going to be the mayor in 7 days.
Is that when the election is?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh, I think we're dropping this right before.
Yeah.
So they'll have to get to see this. It'll be like your final.
This is it. Like, done.
Yeah,
Cheers.
That's the one that matters. Trump in 2016 spent nothing. Hillary outspent him by a zillion. And the day before the election, because he knows people don't pay attention until the day before, they do it like Christmas shopping. The Christmas Eve, they're out in the store at the last minute shit. And he just dropped that hour special. It was like an hour-long ad, and it was all about how it was his spiel. It was his original spiel, and it fucking worked, especially in places where people were feeling, the economy was not working for them, and it was all it's so ironic now since he's has led the biggest grifter kind of administration ever. But it was all about how the Wall Street types.
He spent $345 million in 2016. What is he talking about? He was outspent by Hillary by $240 million, but still, he spent nothing. He spent nothing? No, he spent a lot.
And they are backers of Hillary and the Democrats. How they've taken advantage, and they have, but that's also capitalism. I mean, we don't want to go to, socialism to a degree that I would say is very close to communism. I'm talking about Mandami. I'm talking about, I think, the mayor in Seattle maybe now.
One of my opponents.
And one of your opponents.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's like, you better call Karen Bass a commie right now.
And again, communism is a form of government. You're allowed to back it. You're allowed to be it. You're allowed to vote for it. Let's just pretend that, one, we haven't tried it a lot around the world and it's a disaster. And two, that if you are, for like seizing personal property and certain other things that Mandami or his very close lieutenants have said outright, home ownership is racist. If you are believing these radical things, yes, you are communist. So what is the status? That's interesting. So it's a three-person race. It's
not anymore. After the debate, the one lady, the communist socialist,
Councilman
Rahman. She went from 64% on Kalshi to 8%. So she got bodied.
Come on.
The thing with Bill Maher that he just will never, understand, I guess, or maybe he's just LARPing, but like, what do you mean it's okay to be a communist? It's okay to back that. It's okay to do that. No, it's not, and that's not how it works, okay? These people with their demonic evil agendas that are controlled by spiritual evil, do you think that they just like organize over the course of 1 year, 2 years, 3, 4 to like go out and vote and push this? No, they've been spending decades of planning and subversion in an attempt to bring about communism so that people like Mamdani can win. LOL. Oh, I thought you said boom, Mike. Man, you guys are still debating about this. I'm about to go watch this Owen Schroyer, Andrew Wilson one. I haven't watched it yet, frankly.
Done.
Is that after one debate?
With me, yeah.
But she wasn't at 64%. She wasn't leading.
She was.
She was leading Karen Bass?
Yes.
Okay, you can tell he's like tipsy. His stoic stare went from like a I'm seeing two of you stare.
So that's
really
this. You can
okay.
check this. Yes,
I don't remember seeing that. But
yeah. Well, Kalshi's again. That's not a poll, and there's no polls. Again, let's talk about polls for a second, because I'm technically 22% in the poll they just put out, and Bass is 25%. The people that are voting for me, they're not picking up a spam call, and they're not talking to a stranger coming up to them.
Right.
Can I talk? They're running from these
Absolutely.
people.
True.
So I don't even go off of that. But again, with Kalshi, I didn't even know respectfully what these betting apps were until I'm in this race. I'm like, why are they always tagging me in this? The normal, excuse me, The average person doesn't have enough money to be betting on every single thing you can think of.
Well, I don't know about that. There's an awful lot of crazy. I mean, this
I didn't know
country
about
is.
gambling.
I've
never gambled.
Well, it's a
so.
huge issue. Poly market and.
Yeah, now I get
mean,
it now. My point is, my voters aren't gambling because they're trying to stay. They're trying to pay their bills.
Exactly, and some of them are some of them are behind in their bills precisely because they're on DraftKings. You don't think that that's a thing? That is a thing.
Dude, W. Bill Maher right
I'm
here.
like with moms though. I don't think moms are on these.
Moms, no.
Okay.
No, it's douchebag guys.
Hopefully I can appeal to. I was gonna say, well, I just found a new section of my.
Your core.
Okay, it's kind of weird to say douchebag guys. I get the sentiment, but at the same time, this is an addiction. It should be treated and looked at in a similar way to, I don't know, like heroin or fentanyl maybe. I'm pretty sure Gen Z is in so much debt specifically from gambling. It is like unreal. Everybody talks about college debt. You walk out, get a degree, a piece of paper that doesn't mean much because you're getting it in like gender science or something. And then you have debt and it takes forever to pay that off. No, these people are going into tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt. I saw a video recently of this dude who gambled $3.7 million, was stealing from his family, stealing from his girlfriend, stealing from everybody to gamble on one of these things. Do not gamble.
Cheers! I guess I have more voters than I realized.
Your core audience.
I totally forgot about
you
them.
must own the bros. First of all, the bros are Republican.
No. Well, here's what's happened. Socialism has captivated people because everyone has. This is my thought.
Sure.
I feel like people are all hyped on socialism because they're like, everything's so expensive. America's failed. Give me money. But what they're forgetting is all the people that these socialists are saying they're taking the money and giving, they're going to leave. And then they're not going to have any money to take from these people to give to you. I keep telling people the way we get you money is stopping the socialism, letting the successful rich people build businesses, build restaurants, put money into your pocket because there's more jobs, there's more opportunity. That's how we actually get you more money. To lie to you and tell you, we're going to tax these rich people. We already tax so much in LA, in California. I can't even comprehend taxing more. What's happening is we tax these people and then other rich people, this champagne socialist scammers, steal that money because they're all connected to the people taxing them. And then the people that should see the money, the communities, after the Boys and Girls Clubs, the parks, the actual infrastructure doesn't see that money because different rich people stole the money that was being taxed from the rich people. So I actually feel like Robin Hood because I'm coming in and I'm going to say, where's all this money? We're done.
Yeah, it's at the Somali Leering Center. That's where all the money is. The Somali Leering Center in LA actually is where all that money's going.
With everyone stealing the tax money, we're going to actually put it to the people that have turned to socialism because they say America doesn't work. It doesn't work if we let people steal all the tax money and we have no accountability and transparency.
And you know, I mean, look, I mean, you're not the first guy to say these kind of things. It's all who can actually do it, who can stand up to what is going to come up against you when you actually try to implement. But really, I mean, this
promise
state,
you, I'm the one.
Okay, and I hope you are.
I am the one. I hate these people so much.
I know.
When you said don't be so personal, it's personal
and
for
look,
me.
It's kind of good in a way that you are the douchebag because, like, if you're already hated, then you don't have to. Because trust me, what you're going to go up against is a state that is just full of special interests, all of which are very, very powerful. I mean, you can't do anything in this state without, like, getting a license or an inspection. I bitched about this many times. I wanted to change my garage door. It was built as a 3, and it really is only for 2. I'm a humble man. It's not a 3-car garage. Whoever built that wanted to big themselves up and tell some chick, I got a 3. You don't. You have a 2-car garage, and that's fine. I have 1 car.
Is that game? Is that game? I have a 3-car garage. Does that work? I got a 3-car garage, shorty. You want to see? Yeah, Bill Maher does raise a solid point about how the corruption in LA makes it to where it's like, as soon as you assume that power, it becomes extremely tempting to also, utilize that for selfish interest. But I don't know what it is. I'm trusting Spencer on this one. Oddly, he has that Trump energy, but like better. It's crazy. It's actually, to me, I like him way more. I've watched The Apprentice. I've seen Trump in action, 2016, all that, the debates. Great. I like Spencer more. I'm worried though, like that his purity, I guess you could say, might get he might get he might get a little jaded if he's mayor for 8 years, and then when it's time to run for presidency, which hopefully it will be, he might not be the same person. But we'll see. I don't know.
I'm a simple man. 1 car, 1 house, 1 plane. Simple person. No. So just to get my garage door changed took 3 inspections. First of all, why are you inspecting it all? I'll handle it. I'm a homeowner. I'm an adult. I don't need you looking over my shoulder because I'm changing a garage door or throwing a frisbee or braiding hair or anything else they want to get their beak wet, charging a fee for a license or some bullshit. This state is all these fucking pigs at the trough.
Let me give you a perfect example. My house burns down. Back to my favorite thing. Ready? No, watch.
Look,
Watch.
I'm gonna fucking burn down the next one if you don't shut up about the fucking
So
house.
good,
Watch
dude.
this. Ready?
Oh, boo!
No.
Your house burned down.
Look at this.
But your campaign is fire.
Let me.
Good night, everybody.
So, look at this. They are in court telling me they had no legal responsibility to make sure my house doesn't burn down.
Who said?
The city.
The city.
So, but yet the city, if I want to rebuild right now with my California Fair Plan, $1 million I got, they want to put $1.2 million into caissons into the dirt because now to be up to the zone for the hill I live in, these caissons weren't there.
What are caissons?
To go into the bedrock. This house was 60 years old. I didn't have these.
What's a caisson?
They're like circular things that go into the ground deep down to hold the house together. Because now they care.
Well, they sound important.
They didn't care that my house burned down, and they don't. And they say so. Now they've changed the zoning that I need $1.2 million in things that go down in the dirt that weren't there for 60 years.
But was your house in a place, because a lot of houses in LA are in places that are precarious because, that's probably why the caisson is down there because
Bill Maher just doesn't get it. He's not listening. As soon as he hears Spencer talk about the fire, like the house fire, he just completely turns off. But this is crazy. This is crazy that they're doing this.
I know, but
now they want them?
No, but because the caissons.
They were never there. For 60 years, this house was there.
And they were supposed to be?
No, this is the new thing. So like you're saying, with your 3 people in showing up, it's just more money. How can we how can we bill you more? How can we have more red tape?
Yes.
How can we stop building?
No,
that's why these YIMBY people, I keep telling them, I'm going to be the savior of the YIMBY people. Do you know what a YIMBY is?
Not in my backyard.
No, that's a NIMBY.
Oh, what's a YIMBY?
YIMBY, yes, in my backyard.
Yes, in my backyard.
So these people think I'm anti them because I tried to stop the YIMBY people from putting.
You're not anti them. You're pro them.
I want building. There's a confusion. I want to build all across LA in all the space we have. I don't want it to be in a street where you can't put a 7-story building because if everyone needs to evacuate, there's no parking. They think everyone rides bikes. Not everybody rides bikes. I wish this sounds like yay, Wizard of Oz, we all ride bikes. No, we don't. People have cars and there's no parking now. So we need to find where you can put these beautiful buildings, Art Deco buildings. I'm gonna work with some incredible architects all across the city, but not next to the single family house. So I'm all about building and cutting red tape and stopping the bureaucracy. But they think because I didn't want a 7-story cement building on a street that you can't even park on in a high fire severity zone, And I was like, no, we can't do that here. Like, oh, he's a NIMBY. I'm like, no, let's build. We need things to be more affordable. We need more housing. But it needs to be where all the naked drug addicts are that we're going to move and put to beautiful nature with the Air One combo plates.
Stop talking about the naked drug addicts, naked pictures, naked drug
They're all
addicts.
naked. They are all naked. I have to tell the truth.
Really?
They are all naked.
How do you know this?
I'm going to say, you said you don't want the videos. They're
don't.
coming your way.
I'm asking.
They're coming your way.
Tell me verbally.
Verbally, for some reason,
Why?
when you're on super meth and fentanyl, you end up naked.
Oh.
And these people are on that, and they are butt naked in the middle of the street, in front of schools, in front of parks.
No, it's.
This is not made up.
No, I agree.
I'm telling you,
and look,
it's going to get me elected because I'm saying the truth.
Right. And you absolutely do not sound like someone who has been massaged in the least by consultants, campaign managers.
I don't have one consultant or a campaign manager.
And keep it that way.
100%.
I'm telling you, you should either live or die with exactly what you're doing.
Facts.
The thing about the bikes, I love it. Keep that in.
No, but again, I will make
but
bike lanes in downtown where the zombies were. They're going to have bike. I say we're going to build bike lanes in the sky. Like Dubai, they're going to go through tubes.
It's just, it's just a great metaphor for one of the liberals' bad qualities, which is like they imagine what the world should be and then just pronounce that it is. Like, no, we're not there. And you just can't, just can't decree.
My favorite other thing that the people love to attack me, like, he's never been on a metro or the train. Everybody that sends me videos of the drug addicts in the fentanyl, pooping on the metro, I'm going to make people actually want to use public transportation because I'm going to make it safe and I'm going to take the human poop off of it. So they're going to love me. These people that think that they don't love me, give me a couple years. You're going to be wearing shirts with my face on it like Yimby Spencer. He loves transportation. Nobody's going to go on the transportation if you have drug addicts that are doing drugs, pooping on the seats, attacking the nice old ladies. We need to make it safe and clean. This is a society. This is not breaking news. You have to have a safe, clean society to have functioning transportation, to build, to put money. We have lost the plot so crazy. And again, let's rewind. The only reason I'm even in this running is because these people failed me. If they had been Republicans, if Newsom was a Republican, I would have gone against Newsom. If Mayor Bass was a Republican,
yeah, totally.
I didn't say, oh, I'm going after them because they are part of the Democratic Party.
Right.
No, they failed me as a tax-paying citizen.
You're right.
That's it. I don't go, I will smoke you if you're a Republican and you burn my mom's house down.
Right.
Bitch.
Again with the house burn.
Bitch. You burnt my mama's house down, bitch. There's going to be some repercussions for your actions. I mean, once again, common sense. If the government is providing transportation, then why isn't the government being faithful over the transportation that it has? Why is it not, representing a spirit of excellence? It's the slippery slope. It's like, well, there's poop, but what are we going to do about it? And, well, they stabbed, a girl on the subway, but it's like, what are we going to do about it? And they burned somebody alive on the subway. What are we going to do about it? And it wasn't like that at first. It was a trickle. It was the pushing. It was the dirt. It was the trash. It was the pooping. It was the peeing. And then it was shoving people in front of the subway, in front of the tracks. And then it was shoving people's dogs. And then it spiraled, and because there wasn't proper leadership, it's gotten out of control. It's crazy.
This is
okay.
This is the real, I'm telling you, it's very real for these old ladies that cry in my arms.
I remember a friend of mine's house burned down in one of our other many fires, and I'd never talked to somebody about, and he said, it's so interesting, interesting, charitable word, but he had a good attitude about it. He said, I don't even have any clothes. I have nothing to wear. So you never think about that. All his clothes were in the house burned down. And it's like, suddenly you're like, okay, we're better off than a lot of people. We're not in a FEMA camp. We were rich enough to stay at a hotel, but yeah, I have no clothes now. Like, And you can
So
imagine.
when I first started running for mayor, I would go to meetings and I'm wearing my wife's merch as a shirt, and people would say,
Wife, big tits or smaller tits?
"They're lovely.
No, I'm
They're
kidding.
lovely. You
Kidding,
know,
I'm kidding.
they're a beautiful size. I'm very blessed to be married to her.
All right.
So I'm wearing her shirt, and all I have is these shirts. That's all I had. And people go, "You got to dress in suits." I said, "I had suits. They all burned down.
Yeah.
People can't come. I don't have a photo of my entire life before an iPhone maybe 5 iPhone 6, because my parents' house also burned down. There's not a single thing from my life, period. So that, like, this idea that when people go, "Oh, he's that guy from the reality show," I reference the fire because the guy from post January 7th has nothing to do with the guy trying to be famous, being the famous douchebag to get checks, to get clickbait. That's a different human being.
Dude, okay, what the hell is going on with these natural disasters and these like major events happening days after or a day prior to major world events like January 6th, and this is January 7th when the fires happened, and then you have 9/11 and Charlie Kirk assassinated on 9/10. You know, this could totally sound crazy, but it's just so odd to me. It like makes me want to look up what rituals are going on in certain religions during these time frames because of the spiritual impacts that are going on in certain areas. I mean, like, seriously, what the heck is that? Dude, what the heck? What the heck is that, man? What the hecky?
They don't connect.
By the way, the reality show guy thing, that is a complete non-issue. We are so far past that. Trump is twice elected president. He was a game show host and a businessman, and Reagan was a bad actor. And, you know, we are so far past where the public gives a shit if you went to Harvard. In fact, they'd probably more likely hold it against you, and they're kind of right. I mean,
my opponent went to Harvard and she can't even talk in a debate.
Harvard
and MIT. She can't. She's holding a microphone like this.
Look, some great people have come out of...
I'm not shading the universities. I'm just saying it doesn't mean you can run anything.
I'll be happy
like
to
you could
shade
read
them.
a book.
No, some great
Like a
people
big
have come
book.
out of Harvard, but it's also an asshole factory. The kids are chanting for Hamas. We don't have to get into that issue, but like,
this is an
please.
issue. I will go here because I grew up in LA. All my best friends are Jewish. I grew up going to Crossroads. I've been to more bar and bat mitzvahs than I had been to church till I was maybe still.
Chat. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no.
Still tied to the point where, of course, when I'm running for mayor, I'm going to temples, I'm supporting my Jewish friends. The level of psycho.
You're going to synagogues?
Nazi lunacy that came at me to just say that I want my friends and family to feel safe in LA, to feel safe if their kids go to UCLA. I had to see, if the only thing that came out of this whole experience, there's a lot of things, if I, God forbid, or God's plan, I don't win, to see what people experience right now just because of their religion is diabolical. And again, I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care how you identify. I don't care if you're trans. I don't care whatever you do, but you should have the right to do that and feel safe wherever you are.
This is modern day republicanism though. So, you know, this is actually just what it means to be a Republican now. I don't blame him, frankly, but I wish he wouldn't have gone there. He didn't do it with Matt Gaetz. He didn't do it with the gun. He didn't do it when he was canceled for InfoWars. He did it with Hamas, though, and, you know, I just, the way he's going about it is all right. You know, it's not anything too crazy or ludicrous, but, yeah.
Whether it's going to school, going to your poppin' trans bar, whatever it is, you should feel safe and not feel in danger. And that's back to my common sense.
And again, this is a California conservative. You're not some fire breather from the church of blah, blah in Kansas who's saying, like, trans is not in the Bible. We're Californians. Even when we're conservative, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they're not.
What did he say? What did he say?
Blah, blah, in Kansas who's saying, like, trans is not in the Bible. We're Californians. Even when we're conservative, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they're not, and I'm not a Republican for sure, but they're not crazy people. In fact, the most popular people in this country, political-wise, you know who they are? Republican governors of blue states. Because it's a blue state, so the people...
Notoriously terrible. Notoriously terrible. Reagan, Schwarzenegger. Notoriously terrible.
And liberal.
Did I hit that E hard enough? Schwarzenegger? Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. The white in me, the ancestral moody farmer in me came out. Sorry.
But they don't want the craziness that this state has in its one-party rule. So, Larry Hogan in Maryland, I think the dude in Boston for a while, and Massachusetts for a while. Like, you elect a Republican governor, they can't be like fire-breathing conservatives, but they have to be practical and smart and be cool, again, with trans and gay and all these social issues that most of America is over now. Most of America isn't racist. There's polling on this. They're cool with interracial marriage. They want to live in mixed neighborhoods. Of course, there's assholes out there still, and there will be forever. But, I always say, let's live in the year we're living in. And in that year, like, the old way here is not working. Look at our numbers. This is your speech you should be making, not mine. But, the numbers are not good. Facts don't lie. We spend a lot more trying to educate a kid in this state and do worse than places that spend way less. And part of that is because the teachers' union is so strong. There's a great question for you, Mr. Candidate. Are you strong enough to buck the unions? Because
so thankfully, this is the biggest thing that I go against because, my opponent, Mayor Bass, says every single union endorses her. And they go, how are you going to win with the unions? Every person that comes up to me in the streets, they're connected to some union. And they say, we all love you. But it's the leadership. Political powers, whether it's the police department, the fire department, any union, the longshoremen. I was in San Pedro.
Yeah, unions aren't really controlled by the workers anymore. It's become like corporate bullshit. At least that's what I'm told.
This weekend with the longshoremen, these people all support my message. The union leadership never reflects actually what the people who have kids and the community, they don't connect. That's the backroom dealing that as mayor, I will do whatever I can to make sure the membership, because with the disconnect from the membership to then the politicians, because even the people in the unions, they're politicians. Even the police department that's at the higher, politician. The chief of the fire department, politician. The people below him, politicians. We need the people that are actually the ones on the ground level to get their say connecting to what the mayor or the city council. That's the disconnect. People think these unions reflect what the leadership. I'm talking to the members. They're all voting for me. They don't agree with the little backroom dealing. They want the same things as the rest of Los Angeles, the Angelinos want. Even though it's that small percentage, they're still moms, husbands, hardworking people paying their taxes, having to go to these same parks, go to the street. So as mayor, I'm not anti-union, but I'm going to make sure the union leadership actually connects to the people that are in the unions, not this, we're just being scammed.
Okay, dude, my phone is blowing up right now from Twitter from this debate. Super chat from Mike3. Sorry this happened, bro. Obviously work went into it, and Richard clearly has no respect for the host or the audience. Threw you a sub anyway, though. Thanks, bro. Yeah, no, we're not going to let this stop us. I want to keep doing debates. I love reacting. It's easy layups, but I do want to do more original and bring you guys something else. And I was so hyped, bro. So hyped for this. It's so frustrating. But, it's all right. So, here's what's going on Twitter. It's just a ton of people Nice moderating, dipshit. Yeah, it is. Imagine calling someone. Okay, calling sticking to the debate format playing tennis is amongst the gayest shit. Yeah, okay. The whole structured debate is kind of worthless. The goal should be to discuss propositions, say interesting things about them. Andrew Wilson debates always suck. Okay, Phil58919600. Thank you for this commentary. Josiah looks hot here. So true, Preston. Richard embarrassed himself. He was once a respectable man. Yeah. This isn't bait. That's you. Look at this. We are having a structured debate. Bro, it's the internet. Why are you so serious? And like, you guys are acting like it's like a structured debate is like a big deal. You know, these people are acting like 5 minutes each back and forth and being disciplined, concise, efficient. I just have a feeling that Richard didn't prepare. He didn't write anything. And he was just planning on like just yapping. He was just planning on yapping and like didn't want to step into an actual debate format. He just wanted to you know, like mess around or something. It's crazy. He owes Josiah an apology for wasting his time like this. Still looks 15 years old. Thank you. Yeah. You know, we really gotta get the clips out of me. We really gotta get the clips out of me saying I'll grab Richard by the pussy, and if he runs away, he's a little girl who lost the debate, because I just reverse Uno card him. So I gotta get that out. And dude, I should have had Nick and Paradise Reviews debate. I should have just had you guys join the freaking Discord and fight it out. Sorry guys, I'm crying because the debate didn't go like I hoped. Oh, so depressing. I think we're gonna call it. I mean, yeah, there's nothing really else to talk about here, frankly. I just want to get these clips up, and I want to do the video about my first debate. The first debate I hosted. I want to do the video. I'm excited for that. Thank you guys for tuning in, especially those of you who stayed, and all the super chats. Really appreciate it. I wish we could have made it happen. We're gonna make something else happen. It's gonna be legendary. Trust. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't know what the stream delay is, so I'm just gonna be like safe. We got some time. Okay, I think we're good. All right, bye.